Chicks on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't seen.
Welcome back. Another edition of the 1 a.m. pod. Oh, I had to get in the frame. Man, fellas, how you guys doing, man? RB Mo, Jelani in the building.
Doing well, man. Can't complain. Another day, another dollar, man.
Life is beautiful. I'm just excited. That's gonna be my trademark. It's gonna be like my like what you talking about, Willis. That's gonna be my thing. Because I really don't even know what to say when we start the episode off. But can y'all hear me?
No. I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay,
That's real.
Yeah,
we appreciate that the transparency type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, for sure. But
how you doing, bro?
Oh, how I'm doing?
Yeah.
Shoot. I think that might be the first time I was like that was like flipped on me. I was like, oh snap. How am I doing? I'm doing well. I just created that layout just now, so that's what I was doing earlier. I was like, okay, because I was like, I didn't like the way it was looking. I was like, I want to change this, so I just created a new one. But man, I'm doing well. Speed was here over the weekend. Was that the weekend? That was Friday. So yeah, I guess technically the weekend I was off that day. So that was pretty cool seeing Speed in motion, the entire Speed phenomenon and everything like that on his American tour. And I feel like just meeting him, even if it was just for a brief second, it was like a part of history. I think like down the years and stuff like that, that's going to be something crazy because dude's been everywhere around the world. So he's been like to 50% of the world. So he's still trying to finish it up. And I think once he finishes all the countries, and he'll probably do that by the time he's 23, 25, they'll be like, yo, you met Speed on his world tour? I think that'll be some legendary stuff down the line, man. So that was pretty cool.
Is Speed the 2025 Michael Jackson?
I think in the world of streaming kids, I think in general, no.
Because my bad, bro.
No. You're good. You're good. I paused for a long time. I'll say this because like Mike, hold on. I always got to pull this up, man. Mike would be like this, bro. Like is just different. You know what I mean? Hold on. Let me see if I could, you pull this one up and Mike is just different, dog. Like he had, hold on. Mike had this outside of his hotel room. Like not performing, not dancing, just existing in his hotel room. That's what it was. And it was like that everywhere for his entire life. And it was like to the point where, they chant, Michael, that he leave his hotel room just to like wave at his fans outside the balcony or outside the window. You remember he had a blanket over the balcony and that was a whole thing. It's kind of funny that we remember that. I don't know if y'all remember it. I remember in real time of how big of a deal it was for like a month. And I don't know. It's just weird. Is the longer it gets, pause, like the older it gets and stuff like that, it's weird to know that we have real time memories of Michael Jackson.
Yo, it's crazy that you say that because I think we might have brought this up before, but we were the last generation to be kids when a Michael Jackson album came out. Like,
yeah,
he did have hits when we was like in like first grade or whatever, but like, you know what I mean? We did have at least some memory of him being a musician. Yeah, no, it's crazy because I was joking about like when obviously when I asked, about Speed being a new Michael Jackson, but I feel like low key because you can't reach the level of fame that Michael Jackson was able to reach just because society's so different. But for modern times, I do feel like Speed is becoming like at least one of the most famous people of this generation. I'm not, if not just one of the most famous people on earth, period, right now, which is kind of crazy because he just started off in his mom's bedroom, doing all types of wild stuff when he was a teenager to this, it's just kind of crazy to see.
Yeah, I feel like it is, it's dope to see how big he's gotten. But, it's kind of interesting because people are so excited to meet him just to like. I guess it is part of the world tour, so you can hop on stream for that like that quick millisecond, to be like I was on the speed stream, But like the way people be like waiting outside of like the mall or his hotel and stuff, it'd be like wow, Like I get why people watch him, but sometimes when like seeing them wait for him the way they do, it's just like dang, But for the kids this age, I get it. They this as you said for streamers and for kids around like 10 to about 20, 10 to 20, where streaming is like their main consumption of media, is yeah, Buddy's at the top right now. So it's crazy, man.
No, it just be funny to me when he does the. I think he just started doing this recently where people will come up to him and they'll ask for a picture, and he'll just put his arms around him and be like, "Yo, screenshot the clip of us, standing next to each other." It's not like a real picture, but I guess when you get asked by that many people to take pictures, it makes sense to do something like that. But
that's what Rashad did.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Oh, deadass?
Yeah. I said, can I get a stream pic? He said, who wants a stream pic? And then I came up. I take the stream pic with him, bro.
Oh, so it was on stream?
Yeah. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
I had no clue that you actually.
Yeah. I was on speed stream, man.
I had no.
Like I said, it's gonna be history, like in a few years.
Santos.
I did not see you tweet this.
John Bobby speaking. Who won the spring pick? John Bobby. Go ahead. John Bobby.
Shouts out to Speed.
Thank you, John Bobby.
Hey, you was real professional about it too. You ain't waste his time. You just in and out. I respected that, and you didn't make yourself look like a group or nothing like that. I respect your technique.
Well, I am 30, so it's like, you know what I mean? The line is very fine, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact.
But also, like, I was following him all day. Well, no, I wasn't following him all day. I was trying to catch him all day. And, like, that was the first time I, like, was in a position to get, a picture with him and just meet him real quick. So it was just trying to get his attention. It got quiet for a second. I said something. I blurted it out right then. He turned around, and I got my joint. And then once I got it, it's like, what else I'm going to do? You know what I mean? Like you said, like, because I had this thing in my head. This is what I was going to do. I was going to shout out everybody, bro. I was going to be like, new Tony Snow album, Self-Portraits out right now, featuring Chris Next Door of A&P, Lil Tyler, and Marco Plus. Shout out Veda, new Veda out right now. I was going to do the whole list, bro. I was about to shout out Mo Nose. Shout out, man, I was about to do the whole thing, bro. I was about to shout out everybody, dude. And then, like, but just in that moment, I kind of, like, just froze up, bro, because I was like, dang, I can't believe yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It was like a dang, I can't believe I'm here right now type moment. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
Was this on Bourbon Street?
This was in the French Quarter. So, like, I think he was already on Bourbon at this point, and then he went to the big thing was supposed to be him on Canal Street. He was gonna be on Canal Street with Rob 49, and that was like the big kind of planning thing. But Rob tweeted it out the day before. That's how everybody knew Speed was coming into town the next day. And Rob had to delete it, and he was like, "Oh, I was being goofy." And so it was too chaotic. It was too chaotic on Canal. And Speed was like, he like ran into the car, and he was like, "New Orleans is just too much, bro. I think it's the band, bro. It's something about the vibe here that's just overwhelming." And so, like, they drove from Canal Street to the French Quarter and then dropped him off at the French Quarter, and he started walking. And then so I started walking once he got dropped off. And then I just caught up with him eventually. And like, but kids were running, bro, like full on sprint to meet Speed. And the craziest part is the kids that were running and stuff, they were already on stream before and already had pictures with them and already talked to him and shook his hand earlier in the day. So I'm just like, it's the same 15, 20 kids that's just running after him all day. It was crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, when I was that age, I low-key feel like Like I don't know. I'm trying to think like what celebrities when I was like a little kid or like middle school age that I really would like be following down the street like that. Like it would, like back then, if I saw like Kanye or 50, it was a few different people. Probably Kanye would be the main one. Like growing up, that if I saw them in public, I probably would have lost my mind back then. Now I don't. I probably would. I carry it like you now. Like you was very smooth about it. He wasn't. You know, he wasn't doing too much. But yeah, no, it's that dude was like I say, he's like a real celebrity. You know.
This is Norway, right here. This picture. This picture is Peru. Like that is actually pretty insane. Like you said, like you can't be as famous as Michael Jackson ever was just because media is different. You got to think Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5 was the thing, like they became big because in part two, there was only 6 TV channels on at that time, you know, and TV went off at midnight. And one of those channels, he was on Johnny Carson and the Osmonds and all that, like the shows on the 6 major networks that existed on everybody's TV. So you kind of had to know who they were. And that's how I think that really benefited Michael Jackson and the level of his fame with everybody of all backgrounds and all ages and stuff. Speed can still, you know, not be recognized by older white people. And you know, I'm sure he's thankful for that. I'll be wondering when people reach that level of fame if they hate it. You know, like because I know they hate it sometimes, but do you hate it all the time? I feel like Speed, like he's cool with it, which is like, what type of psycho do you have to be cool with that constantly every single day of your life?
I mean, it's what he worked for. You know, I think for him, like to some, it may seem like, oh man, you know, because it can get overwhelming at times, I would imagine. But at times, he sees the product of his hard work. So when he looks out and see that large crowd, it's like it's a moment of probably appreciation because you know he's very aware of where he came from and how it was at one point where it was nowhere near like this. You know, he talks about like being back at the school that he had used to go to, and he used to sit. He was like at some seminar room, sitting by himself and stuff because he didn't have no friends. Now it's like half the world loves this man. You know, so I think it's, as I said, one of those things where it's just appreciative, you know? Like Chris Brown, when, like, I hear people always talk about, like, every time he goes out there and perform, he loves it, you know? He genuinely loves to put on a show and give the people what they want. That's why he do these, you know, exotic meet and greets that nobody else typically does, especially somebody of his stature. People don't do meet and greets when you're Chris Brown big, you know? So I think, you know, it's certain people who just they genuinely love to give back to the world. And I think Speed is one of those people, you know.
It's probably a lot to handle on a day-to-day basis, though. I mean, you see from the outside looking in, he seems like he does a good job of you know like dealing with the situation or whatever. But it got to be certain days where he just wants to wake up and just go to go to the grocery store like a normal human and not have to worry about somebody following him or somebody trying to do something weird without security. Because bro is he probably could like go to certain spots and just be low key, but for the most part, it's like you can't go to the mall or something like that by himself at this point.
Yeah, facts.
He just got banned from the mall in Houston.
I think I saw that clip on my TikTok feed. Yeah, it came up. That's really how I keep up with everything like streamers related. I don't like I don't one. It's too many streamers to just sit there and watch every single streamer what they got going on all the time. And then two, I didn't even notice till I saw somebody else say about it. Like they could decide how many ads that they put during the stream. Like I didn't know that. So like certain streamers will put a crazy amount of ads to the point where it's like it's no point in me even really watching this. Like I'm not even
DDG.
enjoying it.
DDG.
Somebody,
can't
yeah,
watch
I heard
DDG,
somebody say that.
bro.
Yeah, I heard somebody because like don't you gotta I probably sound like an old man right now. Don't you gotta like buy something to get the ads to stop or something like that?
Yeah,
You gotta subscribe.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Nah, it's
but
streaming.
subscriptions are free if you have Amazon Prime because Twitch is owned by Amazon.
That's real. That's real. Dystopian right there. I didn't know that that's the thing, but that makes sense. Speaking of Amazon Prime, I know it's been out for like maybe a month or two now. Y'all saw that? I didn't see it, but did y'all see that terrible Ice Cube movie everybody was talking about?
I started it, but I did not finish it. I mean, I started it and probably really watched maybe the first 10 minutes. And then after that, I kind of tuned out and then eventually just turned it off.
See, that's how you know the movie's bad because it's not even the type of bad that makes you want to keep watching it. It's just bad.
Yeah. But, when he explained that it was filmed during 2020 during the pandemic, then I was like, okay, that makes more sense because that's why it's all based in that one room and everything. And yeah, because I was just like, I don't know. As I said, I really didn't even pay attention enough to even understand fully the plot. It was just I just didn't like the acting from the jump. And I was just like, yeah, this ain't really for me.
Yeah, I saw people saying it was basically like because it was produced by Amazon, but they were saying it's basically like a big ass Amazon commercial. Like they got it's like a part of the movie where he has to get supplies delivered via Amazon Air. Like I don't know, it's one day I'm gonna just sit down and watch it just for shits and giggles. But it makes sense though that it was made during the pandemic because that was a strange time for like entertainment and things. You know what I mean?
Right. And allegedly, he said that a lot of the footage came from actual security cameras. So
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
yeah, so that's where part of it, and that's why it's just now getting released because they had to get all the footage back and had to, be able to put it all together and everything. So I was like, I think it was an interesting concept. I think the concept sounds cool in theory if somebody was to tell you about it, but to see it come to fruition, he probably could have kept that one. But the money was probably already spent, so it's like just throw it out there. We'll just keep it pushing.
Oh yeah, he probably don't care. He's spending that big three money. He's like, this is just a little bonus extra check right here.
Exactly. He's still working on the new Friday movie. I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but yeah, the new Friday movie. He said is still in the works, so he probably like, yeah, just throw this out there. Get a little money off of this, and then we'll keep it pushing.
Yo, I know for like that used to be one of the early like fake like during the early days of Twitter that they would always have that fake poster of the upcoming Friday movie. This is before it was confirmed, but it would always be like it'd be like Ice Cube, like Mike Epps, Chris Tucker. Like I don't know if they I mean I would hope that if they do the movie that both of them would be in there just because they was never in the movie at the same time during the original series, but
Right.
I don't know who else would be in there because so many people have passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, that I think it's definitely No Pops are going to be probably the biggest hit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I think if you can bring back,
Debo too.
yeah, I think, but having if Pinky can come back, Cat Williams, Mike Epps, I think those, and then with Chris Tucker as well. I think that'll be a good enough spot. And then his little sister was Regina King, right?
Yeah, in the first one, yeah.
Yeah, bring Regina King back and give her better, like a bigger role. I think that would be dope.
Yeah, that could work. That could work for sure. They could do that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what the um Uncle Elroy, he's still alive. Why am I forgetting his name? He a legend too. Don DC Curry, he's still with us. So
Facts.
yeah, no, they got some people they could make something work with.
No, facts. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Whenever it comes out, we'll see if we'll get that before GTA 6.
Bro, low key. Did they what year did they push is it still 2026 or is it 2027?
It's still 2026 as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't I ain't been in a video. I'm not against video games. I just ain't like play video games like that in some years. But I know GTA 5 came out when we was like, I think we was like freshmen in college, like around that age. Like that was 2013. Yeah, no, that's bro. 12 years between or 13 years between games is crazy.
Yeah, but the budget that they talk about with GTA 6 is crazy. So I believe it. I think it's one of the most expensive games ever made. So I'm interested to see what it's talking about. Like I recently started like playing video games again a little bit more. I used to be big on like Gears of War and Halo and all that stuff and like Call of Duty, but I don't know. I haven't really locked into that. I just really play sports games now, bro. I'm really
that's a meme on Twitter. It's like black dudes when a ball or a gun ain't involved in the video game.
Yeah, bro. I was playing that Harry Potter game, bro, and I'm not really trying to sit around for no stories, bro. That'd be the thing. It's like you got to sit there and really lock into a story with like I got the Spider-Man game because if you get PlayStation Network Plus, you get like certain games for free. And so those are two of the games that you get for free. And they're both highly rated games. And I see they look fine, they look fun. But I'll be like, bro, I ain't trying to do all these stories and stuff, bro. I'm trying to like just roam, I wish I could play Quidditch. They take out Quidditch in the Harry Potter game. I'm like, that blows. I thought I was gonna be able to, go out there and get some buckets. But those games I could see the potential in them, but at the same time, I just think I'm not in a phase right now of my life to want to really lock in on video games like that. Like if I want to play something, I want to just play. I ain't, if I want to watch something, I'll go watch a movie. I'll go watch a TV show, Yeah. Speaking of TV shows, I mean, I doubt y'all watched the Emmys. I ain't watched the Emmys. But did y'all I don't know how like much TV do y'all watch to even like win any of the nominations and stuff? Like any shows that you saw won and like have y'all seen Severance? I know y'all saw that the black guy on the show he became the first black supporting actor in a drama.
Yeah, no, I saw that happen right there. I'm not like I barely watch TV. Like honestly, like as far as like scripted TV series, most of the time if I'm watching TV series, it's gonna be
Baddies.
Say it again.
Baddies.
Yeah, Baddies, Love and Hip Hop, Tyler Perry. Those are like the type of content I consume as a black person. No, it usually be like sports if I'm watching TV, and then if I'm not watching TV, I'm either going to be probably like on YouTube or social media. But I have been trying to make more of an effort just to watch movies. Like I'm trying to go back and watch a lot of old movies that I never seen before. But yeah, I haven't really been like super big as far as watching scripted TV series lately, honestly.
Yeah, I recently started getting back into it. And it's a few different shows that like Severance was one of them. Severance is a really good show. And Buddy, he played an amazing role. So I was happy to see he won. It's this one clip of him. It's like, bro, if y'all watch the show, there's this one clip of him with the marching bands. If you could find it, Rashad, it's like him dancing with the marching band, and he's acting like the drum major, but it's so it was such a moment. 'Cause I remember, like, I've been seeing that meme in all the comments of this. Like, when I see people post about it, and then I look in the comments and see what people are saying, and then they all keep posting the same meme. And it was so funny because I remember watching it in real time, and I was just like, bro, what is going on? Because so the background of the story is like when you go into this building, nah, okay, not at the. It's like on the actual show. This is him at like at a panel, but it was like him with on the actual show. But it's about when they go to work. When people go to work at this place, they yeah. So when they go to work, they their mind switches. And like there's a chip in their mind to where that separates work, like the work them, and then their real life them. And so it's like they're two completely different entities. So like what the person does at the work them have no clue what the person outside of work does, and vice versa. So and it's like essentially like two different lives being lived. And then like in the second season, that becomes a point of contention because like they're not the ones that are in work, they're like, yo, we kind of like they're trying to break it up where they feel like this is wrong, y'all shouldn't be doing this no more. But the work them are like, yo, I don't want to die because essentially I'm dying for you to go and live your life full time again. And yeah, so crazy. But more of the story is, so he's the manager of that floor, so he gets to keep his mind regular full time. And bro, it's like they're on like this stoic like floor where it's just like stuff don't really be happening. And then they made their like goal for the year, and then the man coming like with a marching band out of nowhere, and then he's like moving like a drum major, bro. It was just a crazy scene. But yeah, great show. It's another show that won a lot was The Studio by what's Buddy name from Pineapple Express. Seth Rogen. Yeah. Yes. That won the most awards for a comedy series in the first year. And essentially about he's the head of a movie studio. And it's just kind of like the trial and tribulations of what goes on with that. And now it got a bunch of like guest features, like Anthony Mackie comes on at one point because it's as if they're really in the movie industry. So all these people come in as themselves. But yeah, so I don't know. It was as
He
I said,
did that in This Is the End too, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So that must be like his bag.
Kind of. This one was more thought out. This Is the End with kind of just the extreme versions of these people. It was like, but with this, it's like as if these are real interactions that will happen. But funny. And yeah, and there was a scene in there that where they go to the Emmys, and they're like, him as the exec is like, yo, like I really want to get thanked for being like, for making this movie happen with Zoe Kravitz. And so he's like really hoping that he puts her, mean that she puts him in her thank you speech. And she never does. Well, she tries to at the end, but it doesn't happen. But it's like the scene where like everybody at the Emmys thanks his best friend, though, the guy named Sal Saperstein, because Adam Scott, who's a guest star in it, was like, yo, like I saw one of my like former friends here. So I just want to say thank you, Sal Saperstein. And then everybody says it. So at the Emmys last night, that was like a joke where people went up and was just like, I just want to thank, blah, blah, thank God, blah, blah. And I guess, thanks Sal Saperstein. But yeah, so it was like, but then the thing that sucked though, the people who made the show didn't do it. And it was like one of those things like everybody was probably waiting for it. Like I didn't watch it, but I was looking for the clips, and I was like, there's no way Seth Rogen won that damn award and didn't thank Sal Saperstein. And then they asked him about it afterwards. He was like, well, it's kind of our joke. We don't, it was just kind of like, we don't want to just, do our joke. And I was just like, I guess, that was the moment everybody was waiting for, But
I remember there was an Atlanta episode. I think it was the last season where it was Darius sitting down with Lakeith Stanfield's character, and oh no, that is Darius. Darius was sitting down with Earn, and it's been a few years since the show's been on the air, obviously. But yeah, he's sitting down with them, and someone brought up the Emmys, and then he was like, "Man, you know the Emmys that ain't no award for no black man." And then the camera pans to like Donald Glover, and he kind of smirks, and then they go to the next scene, and I'm like, "Oh, that was good." But I think overall with the Emmys and stuff like that, these two shows, especially the last one, because you know I'm more of a comedy guy for sure, seems like something I would definitely like. I'm interested in checking out and giving it a try. So I appreciate those shout outs. It's like what you said with video games, bro. Is I wouldn't say that I don't have the time for it because like everybody has free time. Like for someone to say I don't have time, that's just a lie. It's just like the commitment of consistency with stuff for me. It's like even with dang Drewski, bro, like I watched the first 3-4 episodes of Coulda House this season, and I was making like a habit of it, watch a couple episodes every Sunday, and then like the NFL came back, and you know I have to work on NFL Sundays now. So it's like I haven't been back to even visit. I haven't even watched the little baby episode where the gay dude at the radio station and it was kind of a controversy and stuff like that, like which was a month ago. I still haven't even watched that episode yet. So it's like it's I have time to watch shows. It's just difficult for me to find the time to consistently watch them. You know what I mean? Like because I want to watch stuff in the time I can remember it. And that's just my problem of like committing or starting shows and stuff like that. Cause like I started Demon Slayer and now the movie's out. And it would have been nice to finish at least the first season by the time the movie came out. So I'll have like at least a season long of background to you know, if I wanted to go watch the movie or not. You know, it's just stuff like that for me of just the commitment of consistently watching it and keeping up with it.
Right. Now I feel you on that, bro. Yeah, I think I was at that spot for a long time, but I've been feeling like I want to make more of a commitment to really just sit down sometimes, because I don't want to be out as much. I'm trying to spend less money, really stack up more money for this next few months and everything. So that's one thing that I was like, for me to do that at this point, I need to find more things at home that I really actually want to do.
Well, it's good for your mental too, I think,
Because
because I think we can be so kind of grind, or in the, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know who it was. I guess it's really like you can blame hustle culture and like a lot of the like finance bros podcasts, but like people like shaming you for watching TV. I think that was really whack because there's a necessary place for TV and movies. Uh, I think you just go crazy. You can go crazy without that stuff. Like if you are all like someone like me, I work during the day, and then pretty much majority of my leisure time outside of work is editing clips from my streams, or doing something with 1 a.m. Like that's like majority of my time. Or I'm supporting somebody else's stream. I'm watching somebody else stream, commenting in their stream and stuff like that every week or every day sometimes. And like that takes you know what I'm saying? Like that's time consuming. But not only is it time consuming, it's all in the same umbrella. So it's like you could feel like everything is just YouTube, 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 YouTube. And it's like, where's your break from YouTube? You know, you need a break from the YouTube. You need a break from the day-to-day grind. So shows and movies are important. And like screw the finance bros, because those dudes will like try to make you feel bad for watching sports. How can I watch sports? And I'm not a billionaire. So I'm watching people live out their dream. I'm like, yes, it's called entertainment. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Like that's the thing. I don't know. So yeah, it's definitely a thing that like needs to be done. And you know, we had what did we have last week? We had the Oscars last week, right? and Giancarlo Esperanza. I forgot the dude's name, but he did the whole rant about people going to the movies going down, and he's like, we need less sequels, more original thought, stuff that people have been saying for years now. But him just saying that, and the ratings going down for TV and the ratings going down for movies and everything like that, it really is just like kind of goes back to people like shaming folks for watching TV. I think.
No, and I agree, bro. Like, it's the same with like video games too,
Idiot man, bro. My mom, when I was a kid, bro, like not even a kid in high school, like every time I played a game, I would have the same routine. Come home, go outside and probably hoop for a couple hours, whatever. Come back, eat dinner, and then I was sitting on the couch, play the game on Wii. I play 2K every night from 7 to about 8, and then from like 8:30, 9 at the latest, I'll get started on homework, and I probably go to sleep at 10 or 11. Bro, every time I sat down on that couch, start playing the game at 7, every single time my mom come by, did you pick this up yet? Did you do this? Did you do that? And then I didn't pick it up until the middle of like the first semester she was doing that. I was like, why do you always do this when I play the game? And she was like, because you just sitting there, you ain't doing nothing. Da, 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 da. And like now look at video games. Like, what if my mom like was just let me play video games, bro? Just let me unwind with the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that probably played a part in me not playing games at all now, because I can't sit down and just do it, because my mom kind of programmed my brain to feel like that's a bad thing to sit down and play the game and enjoy the game.
No, I feel you on that, bro. My mom was similar, where I remember it was like one spring break. I can't remember how old I was. I think it was like 8th grade or like 9th grade, one of those two. And I remember I was like on the couch chilling. And I remember she like, I'm just sitting there just vibing. And then she's like, you need to get up. Like, just because you're on vacation doesn't mean you just sitting around. I was like, that's what a vacation is. Like, bruh, like, can I live? But, and I think it's just, one of those things when, as a parent, they're grinding hard. And then it's just, I think sometimes people in general, if you see you grinding hard and then you see a person, especially somebody that you're taking care of, is just sitting there, it's like, nah, little nigga, you gotta get up and do something. Do something. Like, don't sit in my face, because now you pissing me off. But I don't know. Like, I hope I'm not one of those dads, man. I don't think I'll be like that. I think I'm just like, I think I'm gonna make sure my son or daughter is active. But it's like at times you want to just kick back and chill. Vibe, twin.
Yeah, no, that's I definitely feel like that's my mom didn't do that all the time, but there definitely was times growing up where it was just like, you gotta just go outside just for going outside. It's like, bro, it's nobody else outside right now. Like, all my other friends is inside doing what they do. I don't necessarily want to go outside right now, you know what I'm saying? But I don't. If we being real, if we like, not to get like too woke or whatever, but like, you low key could trace that back to slavery, low key. Just like the idea of, as a black, you feel me? Hold on, let me put my kofi on real quick. Yeah, no, I feel like, because just off the idea, like back then, people wasn't allowed to relax. Like, so I feel like that low key got passed down like generation to generation. Like the idea of not feeling comfortable just relaxing on your own. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm like I said, maybe I'm too woke right now, but I feel like it's a correlation.
Nah, I feel you on that, bro. At the end of the day, if you really think about it, most things date back to slavery. It's like, why do we want whips and chains? Nah, but for real, like, I do feel like it. I can definitely see that. I do think, it is some of those things of, we're working hard, and it's, I don't know, kind of putting in, like, you got to pull your weight in a sense.
Yeah, it's I think that's the reason why reparations are a relevant ask in 2025. You know, so many people are like, hey, right, reparations. And it's like, you know, people always talk about the PTSD and everything like that passed down and how it affects us today. I think at a basic plain level, that is a great example of how that affects us today. You know, a lot of people, you know, might not be able to see that if you give them a whole dissertation of the Black American mind and the psychological, but if you just tell them like black kids can't just sit around, like black kids can't just sit on the couch while their parents are doing chores or something like that, like black kids aren't allowed to sit down, like they get in trouble just for sitting down on the couch. That's a great firsthand example of like, you know, this is trauma passed down from slavery, directly from slavery and stuff like that. So
Y'all gonna whoop y'all kids?
No.
I didn't get whooped, and I got a couple switches and a couple pops, but like, you know, I had cousins that got whooped, and I saw them get whooped, and I didn't get whooped. So I think because of that, I mean, I turned out pretty well. But my mom told me growing up, she said it's different kids. Like you were just a different kid. Some kids you can reason with them, you can talk. Excuse me, you can talk to them. Other kids you have to whoop them. So I mean, I'm gonna try to reason with them as much as possible. But if it's like an aggressive kid or something like that, you know, you're gonna have to at least get popped, you know, some, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I was watching. I can't remember, was it a comedian? I think it was a comedian, but I can't remember who it was, bro. Where actually I know exactly who it was. Josh Johnson. Do y'all know Josh Johnson?
Shout out Josh Johnson. Yeah, I know Josh Johnson.
Yeah, my mom actually went to that's like her favorite comedian. She actually went to one of his shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Savannah. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Like I really like Josh Johnson. I watch his specials every week. And one of the most consistent like comedians out right now, because he has a new special, not special, but you know, I guess
He talks about the news.
I was just gonna say he'll do like a 30-minute joke about a random news story.
Yeah, and I love the way that he'll start with some random off-topic story that, well, it's not off-topic. It's always on topic, but it feels off-topic because, you know, you're just like, where is he going with this? And then transitions into something that's relevant in today's news, you know? But he was talking about, like, you know, kids getting whippings and stuff like that. And he was talking about how he felt as him growing up in Louisiana, and not only and him not being, you know, kind of poor growing up, they didn't have nothing to take away. So it was just like he felt they needed whippings because it was just like, what else are you? How can you really discipline somebody like a kid? And that's how, you know, he felt. And, you know, then just talking about how, like, you know, a lot of people feel differently. And I was like, when he made that point, I was like, I kind of feel you on that, you know, because if you don't really have nothing, you know, I could see for me, like, I got whippings from time to time. It wasn't like OD, you know, but I definitely got my fair share. But, you know, it was definitely usually probably after I got my Xbox already taken away, you know, or something like that. So it's, I get kind of where he came from with that. But I thought that was an interesting point. I never thought about it like that. You know, that's where, you know, some parents probably feel like this is the only way I could really get through to him because it's like, we ain't got nothing else in this household, you know? Like how he put it was like, you know, like he was like, at one point I was sharing a room with my mom. So it's like, what you gonna take the floor away? Like, if I don't catch you floating in this house, you know, it's like, but I feel like, you know, that's real, man. So, but I don't know. That made me think about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna whip my kids growing up. I think I will say like growing up because I did get whippings, you know, and I never really saw nothing wrong with it. I was just like, it was a part of life, you know? It's like if you did something really bad, you know, this is how you're, you know, disciplined, you know? And now that I'm older, I really don't know. I'm a little conflicted by it because I was like, I don't know if I would be the one to really like grab a belt and just start going to town on my kid, you know? Like, I just don't know if I can really see myself doing that. You know, whoever I marry in the future, if she on that type of time, we can discuss it. But I feel, and honestly, I don't know, Jelani. So you ever got a whooping?
I was just gonna say I only got whooped like 3 or 4 times in my whole life. But yeah, I got whooped. Yeah, I think it was like 4 times my whole childhood.
Was it your mom or your dad?
I think it was even. I think I got. I know for a fact my dad whooped me twice. I think it might have been twice each, as far as when I got whooped.
I know my dad didn't whip like even when I have 2 older sisters, and then my dad was a stepdad for a little bit before my parents divorced, but he never gave me whoopings, and he didn't whip my sisters and whatnot. But my mom, she did the whipping, and so I feel like, but also I think certain things with my dad's upbringing made him not want to lay hands on kids because of things that happened in his past. So I think it was kind of somewhat of that. But but it's interesting. I feel a lot more often. I don't know. I don't know if dad. 'Cause I feel like a man going to start whipping the kids sometimes, that could really feel like abuse. But
Oh,
but
sorry, the thing was delayed. But my dad, he just smacked me upside the head. Like,
yeah.
like I remember I feel like I've told this story on here before, but like example, one time we was at church and we was with my cousin, and my cousin, he fell asleep in church. So, I'm bored. I don't want to just sit there. So I'm like, if he fell asleep, I could fall asleep. Boy, as soon as I close my eyes, I feel a boom outside my head. Man, yeah, that's how my dad got me. He just smacked me upside the head every single time. I'm like, ah. But that's how he got my attention. Boy, don't you, what you doing, boy? You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
So,
did you have the because like back in the day we wasn't our generation of black kids, we wasn't allowed to have like real haircuts. We could only have like the little bill.
oh, the peanut? Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
exactly. Did you have the
I
little
for
bill
sure had
cut?
the little bill. I for sure
Yeah,
had the little bill. Yeah, so he was smacking me upside the head with the little bill, man. And and that's how he got my attention. And mom would pop me, like you said. But the older I got, like about 11 in middle school, like mom's pops, like it didn't feel like powerful, it would just feel like, oh, that's it, like that's it. And yeah, I don't know, that was it's kind of like, I don't know, even thinking back on it, like during this conversation, I kind of felt bad for my mom. And I'm like, why am I feeling bad for my mom not being able to hurt me enough? Like,
no, I had something exactly like that happen. Like the last time my mom tried to, I was like 14, and it was just I didn't even give her a reaction. I was just like, Mom, stop! Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you? Yeah, I think like midway through, she kind of realized like, okay, this era is over. Like, it can't. And I actually deserved for what I did, but like I think by that point she kind of realized like this just ain't the way to go about it now. Like, you got to take my phone away or something like that at this point.
Yeah, no, I had this a very similar experience where it was just kind of. I remember the last time I was just kind of like, this don't really hurt, like,
Yeah, yeah,
and I was,
yeah.
and I'm just sitting there thinking in my head like, and I think I was just like kind of like I don't know, I think I wanted to be like chill, but I don't think I did. But I think she could tell that it wasn't really affecting me, and I think that just made her more mad, and then she just kind of stormed out. I was just like, yeah.
this conversation makes me miss my mom and made me want to call my mom, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
A conversation about getting whooped.
Well, about not about getting whooped, but like the last time you got whooped, like I say, middle school, where the pops don't even hurt, like, and they used to hurt me. They used to sting. I used to, don't do it. And I was just like, that's it, like in my head, and just because it's kind of like almost like not only you growing up, but your parents like aging in a way, like they're kind of losing strength in a way, and it's kind of like a sad thing. So I just want That's what made me, you know what I'm saying, miss my mom and want to call my mom like, hey mom.
Mom, you
Nice.
remember when you used to beat my ass? That was
I actually called my mom this morning before the morning meeting at work for like 5-10 minutes, and I was like, Mom, I gotta go, I gotta get on this meeting. But we was just talking about the you know, whole situation.
You know, my mom was more so like she wasn't like she only whooped me twice, but her form of punishment was more so like you can't watch TV for like it might be like 6 weeks or something like that. Like you can't watch TV or you can't go outside and play with your friend. This would be like because I remember one time it was like 5th grade. I had like all A's and an F in math class because math class, that was a class where like all my friends would be in that class. So I would go in there and I would show out and whatever. And yeah, I couldn't watch TV for like 6 weeks. And it sounds crazy, but it's just, I mean, it worked because I definitely got my grades up, so I could watch
6 weeks, a long time. You ain't got nothing to do but homework.
Back then, though, I feel like our generation of kids was like, we was the last generation of kids that knew how to be bored. Like, because you had to figure something. Like, we didn't have social media or smartphones till we was like middle school, high school. So you kind of had to. I did something. I don't know if I played with toys but I found a way to make them 6 weeks go by.
no facts. I remember I had dang, I lost my train of thought because it was something around that line. But yeah, I do get that though. You know, when you are your parents trying to figure out some way to discipline you. I know my dad. One way he used to discipline me was he used to make me do like military stuff. Have my arms up for like an hour, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'd rather take a whooping any day over that, bro. It was
I
like
ain't gonna lie, though. I feel like those are. I'll probably do that to my kids, something like that, like a little drumline joint where they on the wall and it's raining and they with the sticks out. You know, I'm not gonna do something like that.
nah, facts.
Yeah, if I ain't gonna cut you off, bro. You gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say because from personal experience, I know that for me was, as I said, that hurt and lasted way longer. You know, like I'll probably have my kid do like push-ups or something. You know, like be one of those dads where
I ain't gonna lie, push-ups, I don't know if they're gonna work because the kids gonna cheat. Like, I just know kids like they do the little squiggly push-ups, act like they can't do no real push-ups. You like, no, do a real push-up. They're gonna be so I don't know about, you know what I mean?
nah, he gonna get it right.
Chest to the ground. Your chest ain't touching the ground.
Right.
Why your butt up in the air? Stop angling your butt up in the air.
Facts.
You can make them do the wall sit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
it's the wall.
My
Yeah,
mom, she would take the mouse, the desktop mouse. She took the desktop mouse with her to work when I was in high school. And then, so I just found a way to press tab a bunch of times. And that's how I surfed the net. And that's how I was able to still, get my rocks off when she was gone. And
that's shout out to all the black moms. That's diabolical right there. Taking just the mouse is crazy.
Mouse. If she found out like how I was getting around it or whatever, she probably would have took the keyboard and the mouse to work.
Right. Oh, she used to take it to work. Oh, so this would be like during the summertime. So you just be.
Oh no, this would be during school. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, we didn't really see like the only laptop we had like my mom's work laptop in the crib, and then we had like a brief moment where we had like the full desktop. But keep in mind, this is like 2006. This was like a 1995 computer in like 06, so it was like super slow.
Yeah, no, so I'm talking about high school.
Oh yeah, no, I was still. I mean, yeah. By the time we got to high school, it was just she just taking my phone away, and that was. I mean, back then, like that was a very hurtful punishment. In high school, getting your phone taken in high school was like, especially like once you got to that age where you might have had a girlfriend or you might have had like a little situation going on. Like that made me get in line at the time when she took my phone for sure.
You know what always saved me? I used to always, a lot of kids get in more trouble because they lie, and I never lied. And I think, I think my sisters, yeah. Why are you making that face, bro?
You ain't never lie.
I mean, if I was caught, I wouldn't. I didn't, like, for real, bro. Like that.
All right, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That was one time. That was one time on the pod where I was like, all right, bro.
Okay, can you give me an example where
Maurice, you be back as a kid, you was lying, bro. You was lying, bro.
What was I lying about?
Bruh, anything, bruh. Anything and everything, bruh.
Bro, I was not lying about anything.
Bruh. Okay, all right. I'll give a good example.
Okay.
If folks say we wanted to like leave band or something like that and go get some snacks at the vending machine and we not supposed to be there. And then so a little Paul Hall or the athletic director, Coach Hall, see us in the hallway. Why y'all out here, whatever, da. You would say something like on the spot. And I'm saying this because I've seen it multiple times, bro. Like we was everywhere together for like a lot of years. Oh yeah, we so and so Mr. DeBose gave us the. Okay, all right, well, all right, y'all hurry back on the class, and you be like, yeah. Coach Hall probably knew that I that wasn't the case, but he rocked with me, so he gonna let me Yeah, stuff like that, like on a daily basis, bro.
Okay, so first off, that I said if I get caught, that's not necessarily caught. If I can still wiggle my way, we're gonna wiggle. But I'm talking about when it's just like clear, when your parents know, or like even when you remember when the weed brownies happened.
I was about to say the muffin situation.
Yeah, when that happened, bro, because of Mr. What is his name? What was Mr. Dr. Taylor?
Dr. Taylor.
All
right now.
Yeah. Dr. Taylor, because of him, and then who was the white assistant principal?
Mr. Brown.
That was his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So because of them, and I think like everybody had to get like the same across the board. But I remember when I had got called in the office for them, and they asked me like, yo, like what happened? And at that point, like I said, we caught, just like, and I told him straight, like, I ate the weed muffins, like blah blah, like this is what happened, it was me and the gang, blah blah blah. And I remember they asked me about, the only thing I did lie about in that moment was they asked me if it was somebody else that ate it. I think it was Lexi. I think Lexi ate it too, and then she got away with it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was her. I know of one other person that ate some, but they got away with it. I'm almost positive it was her. And then they asked me, and I was like, to my knowledge, I don't know if she did. But and then after that, like, bro, they rocked me so heavy, and we got reduced sentences. Essentially, what, like, the suspension got reduced because they were like, all right, we wanna help y'all, And I remember Dr. Brown, bro, he Mr. Brown, whoever he was, I remember he saw me in the hallway, bro, as I was walking, and he was like, this kid right here, I was like with Chef Pratt, and it was just like, yeah, this kid right here, it's a good kid, man. This is a good American. Like, this man literally called me a good American, bro. Just like, yeah, he's the only one that came in my office and told me the truth. Like, everybody else came in there trying to lie and this, that, and the other. Only one that told the truth. And yeah, but moral of the story is, in times when I got caught with my mom, I would just be like, yeah, I did it. When it's obvious, because some people still, like, you don't have that self-awareness of like, I'm caught, but I'm still gonna try and lie. It's like, nah, like, if I'm caught, I'm caught. Let's just, what we're gonna figure out from here. But yeah, they used to save me though. Cause yeah, my mom she'll be like, yeah, like, she's used to, I guess my sisters would lie. And it's just like, like, he told the truth. It's like I know I gotta punish him, but it's just like, I don't I don't want it to be as bad, you know, because I'm like, at least he was honest with me. But yeah, I mean, I'm quick on my toes, bro. Don't we make it seem like I lie about any and everything. Like that's a defamation of character, my boy.
Foles definitely lying, bro.
I'm looking at, bro. I did not know this made the newspaper.
Oh yeah, for
Bro,
sure.
it was on WSB, bro. It was on 11 Alive, everything, bro.
Y'all know he had to pay a restitution.
Dang.
I remember being at football. I forget exactly who. I'm not gonna say the names, but I remember exactly. Like I remember being at football practice and them asking me, being like, "Yo, we about to make these weed brownies. Did you want one? Like, did you want?" I was like, "No, I was cool. I was smoking weed by that point, but I for whatever reason, I just didn't want one of the brownies." And then we that was the last of the game we played last year. I just remember it being like a story that was spread on the sidelines. Like, yo, some people, like some of the band kids, got sick from the weed brownies. And then all them kids got kicked off the team that ended up making the brownies or whatever. But yeah, that was a crazy time.
This was the weekend my granddad died. And so I was going up to North Carolina for the the service and everything. So I missed this weekend. It was like a game and a competition, I want to say. I think the game was in Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said last time in Walton. Oh yeah, it was Walton. You're right.
And then there was a band competition that Saturday. So I missed both of them for the service of my grandfather. And it was just crazy all that happened when I was gone. And when I came back, just hearing about it all, and I was like, what? It was crazy.
Right, you know, crazy. I remember, like, I forgot until this moment, but I remember you not being there. And I remember I was like thinking in my head, I was like, bro, if Rashad was here, I probably would never did this. I probably would have been kicking it with you for real, you know? But like I legit remember thinking about that afterwards. I was like, dang, bro. I like Rashad was here, I probably would not have end up indulging. Cause I like, this ain't at that time, this wasn't my vibe for real, you know? And but boy, them things hit, man. Like I still remember how I felt on that, bro. It was like legit. It was as if I was walking up. I felt like I was walking upstairs, and I thought I went up, but then next I'm back in the same spot, and it was just crazy, bro.
I remember you say you thought an hour passed by, and you looked at your phone, and it was like a minute.
Bruh, yes, it was OD. But we would have got away with it if it wasn't what's his name? Shannon was allergic. So he started throwing up. So then once that happened, then I think it was like somebody else got sick or something. And then I remember it's crazy. When Shannon started throwing up, I went over there because at this point I wasn't like OD high yet, but I was like, I'm going up. And I went over there because he had the muffin still in his bag, the brownie still in his bag. And I remember going over there and was just like, yo, give me your bag. And he's looking at me. No. David did because David got sick. David got sick too. And I remember, and I was just like, David, give me your bag. And he was just like, huh? And like, just can't understand nothing going on. I was like, bro, give me your bag. Like, give me your bag. And then so I took the bag. And then I don't remember what happened to it. But yeah, we got caught because of Trinity. Yeah, she's the one.
Trinity snitched.
Yeah, she went and told.
I ain't gonna lie, that's Trinity's brand. Shout out to Trinity, man. But goodness gracious, dang.
Yeah, bro. And I would have got away with it. Legit. I was like, I remember I was laying in like some girl's lap. I can't remember what girl it was, but I was like laying in some girl's lap, just like pretty much like sleep, Like, but I wasn't asleep, but I'm just like, I'm trying to stay low key because the block then got super hot at this point, And yeah, I was just like, bro. And then next thing you know, I remember they called me. They was like, hey, we need to talk to you. I was just like, damn. And yeah, it was tragic, man.
Man, that sentence right there so triggering, bro. From them people, bro. We need to talk to you,
bruh. Yeah,
man. We don't have some times, boy.
Yeah, I think one of the players if I remember correctly, one of the players on our team that got sick that same day too. Either he got sick or he was acting stupid. Like he did something where he was. It was like obvious that he was high or whatever. But I think he got sick too. But that was I didn't even know that was a possibility until it happened. That like you could get sick off the brownies.
But I think he
They
just put
weren't
way
even
too
brownies though. They were muffins, and everybody reporting them as brownies. I remember they were
Oh.
muffins.
But I think they like made them incorrectly though. Like they didn't make them the right way or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember that part for a fact. That I was just like I can remember. Of course, I wasn't there how they made it, but I remember it was like they did something wrong, and boy, that was a. But you remember I used to wear them bracelets all the time, like that weekend, right? And so I don't know if I ever told you this. Like after that day, I didn't take off my bracelets again until I want to say I went to college, like because
Dang.
because I wore because that was junior year, and like up to that point I had wore them like pretty regularly, and then I had took them off that weekend because I took them off that weekend because the culinary, like we're cooking, and then I had them in my like chef coat, and I think I forgot to put them back on, and I was just like whatever, it's like then we had like competition afterwards, and not competition but the game, and you be chilling around the school after the game and all that stuff. So I was just like wasn't really pressing it. And then I remember that happened. And then so in my mind, I was just like, bro, I'm never taking these off again. Like,
Bro, just thinking about that made me miss like Fridays, bro, game days, dog. Like you go to school and then that little 3:30 to 5:30 period where you just waiting to like you got to get ready and get on the bus to go to the game, bro. Like, man, those are some good times, bro. Like, we ain't literally had nothing to do. We was just chilling, bro. Just talking. We went to philosophy club. I didn't even know what philosophy was back then, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It was just like so stress free, bro. It was kind of made me like, dang, like we got mad responsibilities now, bro. It's crazy.
facts. Jelani, did you have a cheerleader your senior year?
I did have a cheerleader. Yeah. I think all the seniors got one. That was super clutch because mine was I'm not even trying to be racist, but like mine was a white girl. So like her family was kind of like pretty much it was very few white people at our school that wasn't doing somewhat like at least relatively well compared to the average people.
Facts.
But yeah, so I was getting either the Chick-fil-A biscuit or the McDonald's chicken biscuit every Friday. That was super clutch, like super clutch. That low key was like when I think of like to my favorite semester of high school, it definitely would have to be first semester of senior year. Like that was by far easily like that was the smoothest semester. That was like I was on the football team, but I had no expectations on me. Like I wasn't a starter at all. So like I could come to practice. I didn't have to give full effort. I was still getting like the pregame meals, all the free Nike clothes. Like that was a I don't like reminiscing about high school too much, but like if I do reminisce about an era, it definitely would be like that era of high school right there.
No, facts. I was I actually because I was the only kid in band with a cheerleader.
You had a cheerleader in band? Oh, you was excuse my language. You was Mr. Bitches back then.
Yeah, slick. But, yeah, I can't remember her name, but it was a black girl she was like I think she was like a junior, and yeah, she used to bring me a chicken biscuit every morning. It was Rashad, old girl that you asked me about that does fitness.
Hey, when you said I can't remember her name, that's the first name that came to mind, and I was like,
it wasn't her.
And then you said, "Oh, girl," and I was like, "Oh, he not trying to say names."
Nah, but it wasn't her. It was her best friend.
Oh,
She had like this. Yeah, and
it was CC best friend.
Yeah, it was her best friend.
Wait, can one of y'all put her name in the chat? Because I'm trying to think about who this person is.
I'm putting in. Let me see private chat. Where's the private chat at? There's a private chat. Okay. This is funny, man. I always like these parts of the pause. It's been an hour
Oh
too. So
yeah, that's yeah. I'll tell you a story of that. It ain't involving me, but I'll tell you a story about that.
I'll put in my guess, by the way, in the private chat.
Oh no, it wasn't her. I legit can't remember the girl name.
You know, I was about to say it's only like 4 black girls.
I was going to say on the cheerleading, it wasn't that many.
Is it one of our homeboys' ex?
No, I don't. No, I know she didn't. Yeah, she dating. I do not know who you're talking about.
I think.
No.
Okay.
No, it was she. I cannot remember her name, bro, at all. She was like skinnier, like more like darker skin. Like probably darker than like maybe about your complexion, Rashad. And
it's only like because it's only like 12 cheerleaders, right? Yeah. So I remember when Paris Vaughn was a basketball cheerleader, bro. It was like a big deal around the school. And I ain't mean to say her first and last name. It was just like that's just how we referred to her.
Every time we that's not the first time you said it on here.
Because that's how we referred to her in high school, bro. We said her first and last name, bro. Like you know how dope you got to be in high school for people to refer to you by first and last name.
It was only certain people.
Yeah, she was.
My bad, right? What you said, bro?
No, I was just saying every time. Yeah.
Like, yeah. No, it was certain people that got that treatment.
I'm trying to go to photos.
Yeah. If you can pull up the photos, then like I'll be able to tell you. I can't remember her name though, because we had a class together. And I remember I was just like, yo, like shoot, like I need a cheerleader, you know. I'm like, you know, and yeah, so she was just like, all right, I'll do it. And I'm like, bet, say less. And yeah, so she brought me a Chick-fil-A biscuit every Friday.
Yeah.
You know, that was
Okay. I pulled up some photos. Ooh. I'm sorry. It just took me down memory lane. I'm gonna just guess some. But that person ain't really skinny. She was like, hold on.
Shout out to that person.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Shout out to them, man. You know, that was a good time, man. Now, I feel you on that. Senior year was definitely a lot of fun, man. But man.
I'm just randomly remember, like, since we were on the topic of high school, we was talking about getting in trouble in high school. I remember, I don't know if I told this story on here before or not. I remember being on spring break. This was junior year. I had I was like, basically I was sexting my girlfriend at the time or whatever through Facebook Messenger or whatever. So like out of nowhere, she go like 2 hours without responding. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like all of a sudden I get a message from her account though. It's like, Jelani, you and I'm not gonna say that person's name, but Jelani, you and so and so are extremely inappropriate. You guys are way too young to be doing this. Yeah. She went to take a shower and left her laptop open with the messages on it, and her mom seen the messages. And then her mom had my mom's number, so she called my mom, and I got my phone taken away for like 3 days out of my spring break. Like this was like 15 years ago. I'm still blown about that. I just randomly thought about that because we were talking about getting in trouble in high school or whatever. But
right.
Yeah, the Twitter group. Check the Twitter group and see if that's who it is. Because I was like, I couldn't share it on the pod. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that would have been crazy. So I just put it in the group. Is that who it is?
Nah.
Dang, gosh.
He goes to the.
I did the whole 2014 black girls cheerleading class.
She was cool though. Shout out to her.
Yeah, it's one girl. She wasn't really known for real. Like she was real like under the radar.
I feel like I know who you're talking about now too. I don't remember her name, but I feel like I remember like it was one black girl that was a cheerleader that was kind of like she wasn't super popular. She was just like kind of low key.
Yeah, right. And I said she was like
Let's you know what I'm saying?
But to what you was talking about, Jelani, bro, that used to be the worst when you was in like high school, bro. And you sitting there talking to a girl, and it's like I ain't gonna hold you. It's been a couple times where I've been like texting a girl, and then her mom like end up responding or something like that, and it just be like, yo, what the but yeah, and that used to like I don't know, they used to blow me. But and you used to have to be on eggshells because after it happened a couple times, I was just like any like text that just seemed a little off, I'll be like, hold on, who am I talking to here?
Yeah. Bro, I was shook. That's how I'm pretty sure that's how my mom found out I wasn't a virgin at that point. Because I could tell that she was kind of like throwing off a little bit. I don't think she knew how to really handle that one. Because how do you like if I had like a 16-year-old daughter and I called them sex, I probably wouldn't know how to handle that either. Like as a man, because it's like you can't be. It's like on one hand you're gonna want to be mad, but at the same time it's like this is the age where that normally starts happening. It ain't like they, you know what I'm saying, they ain't doing nothing that's not abnormal for a teenager, you know. But it's like you still got to kind of discipline them a little bit. That's the type of stuff I don't think I'm ready for as far as becoming a parent.
Nah, facts.
I'm
Especially
some 2014 filters, bro.
You said what?
Some 2014 filters on the pictures.
Oh man, early Instagram days.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you're saying especially when.
Oh no, I was gonna say especially like. Now, I don't want to make this the high school reunion episode, but like especially some of the things that we knew girls was doing when we was in high school. Like I can't imagine being a father finding out, you know, my daughter was behind the H Hall staircase doing whatever, you know.
Facts. That's what, bro. Yeah, I
imagine raising your kids in Marietta, bro, and you have a daughter, and it's the H Hall staircase. Do you like, dang, all the renovations to the school, they still got that like that?
I was an F Hall veteran.
F Hall is crazy.
Yeah, shout out to the F Hall staircase. But yeah, no, I wouldn't.
What was the first hall? Was the first hall E Hall that was like, you know, with everybody else? Or was it F Hall?
Yeah, no, I think it was EFGH.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it was EF and then the rotunda and then G.
Yeah. And then GH, yeah. That's crazy.
It's coming back to me now.
As big as our school was, we only had 4 hallways with like 2,000 kids. It's kind of crazy.
Facts. Yo, think real quick, think back on it. She might have been 2015.
Oh, 2015? Okay.
She might have been. Because I just looked up.
Too far in my memory.
Yeah, cause I just looked up a photo of 2014 and I was like, I don't see her on there either. I'm like, I know she's real.
Bro, I just seen Tony.
You said what?
I just seen the picture of Tony Snow going to homecoming. Oh man. Is this the snowman? Is this the Trevor? Hold on, y'all gotta see this, man.
I remember my boy used to be on that. He used to be like more so into like because I think he's from LA originally. I know he used to be more so on like the like jerking, like skinny jean type of wave around that time.
It's just funny looking back and seeing like he looked like such a clean cut dude, bro.
Yeah, nah, that's my bad for being a little distracted. I'm watching this. You know, they got the Monday Night Football doubleheader or whatever. I had it on in the background, but
yeah, nah, you good.
Yeah. No, fast. Yeah. We low-key went down a rabbit hole. I don't even remember how we got to.
Well, it was talking about, we was talking about drugs or something like that, and
we talking about whoopings at first, and then somehow we got to
yeah. Oh, and then because I said I told the truth, and then this man Rashad talking about.
Oh yeah, he called you a liar. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You was lying, yeah.
Man, yo, so I saw this one thing earlier. So, are there any go-to questions that y'all ask on the first date?
Do you believe in God?
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a good one. I should ask that. I don't ask that, but I should ask that.
Next.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I would say I usually try to. I don't know if I have a go-to question, but I usually try to like. I try to just make it so I don't want it to be like an interview, but at the same time, I want it to just be more so like they do a majority of the talking. Like I'm trying to facilitate the conversation, but I definitely want them to feel like that I'm interested in them and that I'm not just talking about myself or whatever. So yeah, I just try to. I'll say like more so. I try to figure out like what type of music that they into, um, like where they from, where they grew up at. If they're not from Atlanta or if they're not from Georgia, like how did they end up here? Certain stuff like that, just as far as the background, you know what I mean? Certain background questions.
No, facts. I think for me, because when I saw the post, one girl had made a comment. She was like, she asked, like, what do you do with your Sundays? And I was like, that's a random question, but a good question. Cause she was like, you could kind of tell like a person by, what they kind of do with their Sundays. Like, are you chilling? Are you, you out and about? 'Cause, it's always Sunday fun day somewhere. It's like, what's your vibe? Um, but I feel for me, one of my go-to questions is what music you listen to. I think that's a big one for me because I think you can really gauge kind of who a person is by the type of music that they listen to. And I know we definitely discussed it before about, you know, if she says, yeah, my top three artists is Moneybag, Young Boy, and Young Nudie, it's like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But definitely, I'm listening, and honestly, I'll accept pretty much any answer because I will continue the conversation and then just kind of really base my personality, base more off of like how your personality is from there. But it definitely gives me a good idea. Like, okay, this is the type of vibe that you want. But one thing that I hate to hear is I don't listen to music. To me, like, and I get it. Some people, I guess, don't listen to music, but to me, that's just weird. Like it's weird for me to just not listen to music and not at least have an artist that you like. You ain't gotta have like a top five. I ain't saying you gotta go listen to the new Earl album, and be locked in. Like, did you hear the clips? Like, it's okay. But at the same time, you gotta be listening to something. Like, tell me Summer Walker and Mariah the Scientist. I'll be like, okay, I rock with them. They a vibe. But yeah, the I don't listen to nothing girls. I don't know that. I just don't ever feel like those are the girls for me personally.
Yeah, we gotta at least be like we don't gotta have the exact same taste in music, but we gotta at least have some sort of crossover. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's just one, if you like the thing about me is I can listen to anything. I can listen to you know street rap music. I can listen to conscious rap music. I can listen to R&B, whatever. But it just got to be something that we could at least mesh along with. So it's some sort of relatability to each other.
No facts. Yeah, like because I tried talking to a girl didn't whose music taste was very very different from mine. She was more like alternative rock and all this stuff like that. And I really I tried to indulge it, like I genuinely did, but I was just like over time it was just like, man, this just ain't. And she put me onto some good stuff. I do appreciate the time and the moment, but at the same time, it gotta be one of those mutual exchange. If she would have been like, oh, I'm trying to listen to some of your music too and get into some of your, like, at least the R&B bag. You ain't got to really, as I said, you ain't really got to get into like Future. Future one of my favorite artists, and so it's okay you don't like Future. But at the same time, I you gotta at least be able to try and get into like an R&B bag. Like a little Brent, a little Party, a little, I even take Daniel Caesar, something like that. But
Now, why Daniel Caesar catch a straight like that?
I mean, because I'm saying that's more like the softer R&B, which ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's just they ain't you ain't finna hear too many guys be like, yeah, I really rock, like just bumping Daniel Caesar unless you with a shorty.
I rocked with them before the whole like anti-black thing started coming out, and I was like, dang, Daniel. I mean, I still listen to him on songs with Tyler, but I used to listen to Daniel like that, like, and I was never a Tiller, like you say, party, that entire kind of side of R&B guy. But that Daniel Caesar, I was into it like 2019 heavy.
So like I like Daniel Caesar. I still listen to his music. But I'm saying if you ask me who I am listening to, and a girl, like as I said, just the same way as I know I'm forming opinion about you off of your music taste, and you're forming your opinion about me off of my music taste, then I'm not gonna mention Daniel Caesar. Like that's
Rex Orange County.
I like Rex Orange County. Like
I rock with Rex Orange County.
Yeah, see, I rock with him. That's more of like
yeah. I'm about to say he's a little more up tempo than Daniel.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'll keep it a buck. Like I'll say it on the pod. I don't really tell people I'm a Drake fan off bat. I just let it.
Girls just they treat it too weird. It's like being a DDG fan. Like if you a DDG fan or you let a girl know like you watch streams, like she gonna be like, oh, that's a red flag. He childish. She this, she that. But like, I still tell them they like what do you watch? I might not say DDG name out the gate, but you know what I mean. I'll be like, I'll be watching streams for real. So like, she'd be like, oh, like kinda. Sometimes, Mafia Don.
That's okay. That's okay. Like the new telling girls you watch anime. I mean, it's not an issue now, but that used to be a thing like in the past where I feel like maybe 10, 15 years ago, like the girls would kind of look at you sideways if you watched anime at one point.
Well, that's my thing now with my music tasting. My problem is I like girls. This is my type. Like I like the anime girls. Like I like black, weird, like kind of nerdy girls, and usually they like anime and followed up by it in a lot of cases. Some cases it might be like a rap, but in a lot of cases it's also K-pop. And I've tried it with 2 women, and I was trying to force myself to like something I don't like and follow something I do not follow. And both times, both things kind of fizzled out because my genuine lack of interest out of both of those things. And it's like, dang, if you could get to happy medium, it would be great. But you can't force it, bro. If the girl's nerdy and she usually into anime, a lot of times she not into the rap. Just is what it is.
Nah, I feel that, bro. Nah, I agree with that. It is tough when you find a girl like that because I feel like those girls are cool, and I've came across some girls like that where, I'll say luckily, like I'll say I can think of 2 girls in particular, and they also like Tyler, Tizo, like artists like that, and those are some of my favorite artists. So I think we're still able to kind of vibe. The anime part, I just kind of let people rock with that. I always put it as like, just put me on, we got to watch it together, like
That's my bag, bro. I say, bro, you got to put me on the anime. What should I start with? Well, I haven't been recommended so many, but I actually started Demon Slayer. That's how you know I actually like the girl. I actually started. I watched 3 episodes, bro, and I gave her like a detailed analysis of the first 3 episodes when she asked me how was it.
Right. Nah, that's lit. Yeah,
but those are like our last messages, though.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to go see the Demon Slayer movie, with my homeboy, but bro, his girl had. So the movie came out like Thursday, and it was Wednesday. We was hanging out. I didn't know nothing about the movie, so I didn't know what day it came out. I thought I didn't know if it came out already or what. So she was like, "Yeah, like I see movie times. It's for 6:45. Blah blah blah." So I bet we go all the way to the theater. I'm trying to buy my ticket online. I don't see Demon Slayer. And then I'm like, bro, what movie we going to see? He like Demon Slayer. I was like, he's like, yeah, it's at 6:45. I'm looking, I'm like, bro, I don't see Demon Slayer nowhere on here, bro. And then the hit girl go, oh, today's Wednesday. It did say Thursday. I was like, bruh, like, yeah. But you know,
It be little stuff like that that be giving me the ick now. Like when women say they be talking about the ick, the ick, the ick. I'm like, dang, I be feeling so self-conscious about every single little move I make. With girls, with women, bro, because they're not girls anymore. We 30. So it ain't girl. I gotta gotta draw that line in the sand, Jelani. But yeah, man, with women now, bro, like if they be acting like slow at this big age, I understand, it's some stuff is just social, some stuff is just like some girls are just more awkward or whatever, but it'd be like it gets to a point, dude, like you can't be no complete like what's going on up there.
no facts. Yeah, I definitely agree with that because that is something that I've dealt with some women in the past, and I just like, yeah, this just ain't. You know, I would say not immediately. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm about to just leave you, but it definitely be like over time. It's like, yeah, so like I need you to just have your head more in the game. You feel me? It's like little stuff like that. It's just we can't be having this. Um, but yeah, and it was crazy because then we went from the movies, and it's girls love activities. So she was just like it was me, her, and then my homeboy. I was with Don. So also Don put in the group chat. I think for some reason he thought you was in it. He said he saw your interview with Treasure.
Oh, he commented on that. Yeah, it was so I've been doing this thing where I post like a short every day. And one
Yeah.
night I was tired, so I was like, I'm gonna just post something like old that I never posted before. It was Stat Baby.
Yeah, no, and that's why. But I was thinking, I was like, I don't think you did that recently, so
Yeah,
that's why
that,
it
that
threw
was
me
from
off.
2023. But I know Don saw it because he commented on it. And so yeah, like he was like, good stuff. I was like, appreciate that, my brother.
Yeah, but he had put it in the group chat on IG. He was like, "Yeah, Rashad, I saw your interview with Treasure," and I was like, "Rashad is definitely not in the group chat, bro." But
Oh well, I ain't been on Instagram in a couple years.
well, yeah, but you just not in the group chat. Like,
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
on,
it's
on,
like,
on top of that, you're also not in the. Thank you for letting me know, Mars.
nah, it's like it is. I know you just don't be on the gram like that. We made it after you left the gram. So yeah, but so we went from the movie theater to the bowling alley. We went to the bowling alley. The bowling alley that we went to just so happened had a league night going on, so we couldn't get any lanes. So then it's like an arcade, and she was like, "Why don't we go to like another arcade?" So we go to what's it called? We went to Battle and Brew. And you ever been to Battle and Brew?
Is that in the battery?
Nah. Actually, they do have a Battle and Brew in the Battery. The one we went to is in Sandy Springs.
Is that the one they got like the axe throwing and stuff like that?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about something totally different. All right.
Yeah, it's like
Hold
you
on,
literally
I'm gonna look it up. How you spell it?
Battle and Brew, like
I
beer.
got it. I pulled it up.
Yeah. But yeah, you can play like video games. They got food. They got drinks. Yeah, like you literally just pay like maybe like $15-$30 an hour for like a table, and then you can just play as many games you want during that time.
No, I ain't
And
never been here. Dang, you done made the block hot.
yeah, I
You
mean
said
it's
all this for 15-30 an hour?
bruh, it's lit. It's a good deal too, and the food good. It's a cool little vibe. But yeah, so we go there. So we waiting for a table. They said it's gonna be like 45 minutes. So we like, okay, bet. So we just so happened it was trivia night. So we are gonna do trivia, just sit at the bar and wait. We get to the bar, his girl ain't got a valid ID. She got like her passport, but the passport is expired. But which then turned into another concern in my head because I'm like, she's the one that's been driving this whole time. So I'm like, whoa, like, wait, what are you driving with? Like, is the ID in the car? But then she got mad at the waitress and was just like, blah, blah, trying to be super waiter and this and the other. And then so she storms out. So, so we leave. And then, so as I said, in my mind, I'm like, she's the one that's been driving. Like, okay, but then we end up going back to the crib after that. And I was like, all right, well, at least we heading back. Because at this point, I don't think you need to be driving. I didn't know this was the circumstances of what was going on. But, yeah, it was funny because then, it's like I was just sitting there talking and I started antagonizing her a little bit. I was just like, she was like, yeah, she doing all this and the other, blah, blah. I was like, if you're going to walk out, you might as well said all that. She was like, Mo, silly. Then like I would have did all that. Then they would have called the cops, blah, blah. I would have been like, hey, ain't like they got your ID on file. But but nah. But it was just funny because we went on a bunch of dummy missions. And like me and Don, like I ain't seen him in like a couple months. So me and him just kicking it the whole time, laughing, having a good time. She pissed because she's like, I want to do something. And it'd be like, girls always, it'd be like, Brad, like, can we just vibe? Like I don't know if y'all ever feel like that. I be feeling like that.
Do you
sometimes.
think it's social media's fault? Everything to me go back to social media.
To an extent, though, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. I never thought about like that. I just always see that girls always trying to do something. Like, because so many times where I'll be like, we could just chill. Like, we could just chill at the crib. Like, we can just, we go somewhere and like, we ain't really got to do nothing crazy. But, girls be like, no, I'm trying to just go do like, little activities and blah, blah, blah. And I just be like, I guess, like I'm going to do it because, this is what you want to do. And I will live with doing it. If we don't do something, then you're going to be upset, So, but I mean, that's a good point. It might be social media,
Yeah, because it's like everything gotta be Instagrammable. Everything gotta be like, if we go out to a restaurant, it gotta, you gotta be able to take pictures of the food, or if we go to a bar, like you gotta be able to take pictures of the drinks or whatever. So yeah, I do think to answer Rashad's question, I do think that plays a part in it because don't nobody, or at least most, I ain't gonna say most girls, I don't want to do that. A lot of girls don't want to go places where they can't take a picture and get some likes off of it,
And then it's like the dating coaches and dating people on social media, because like I know girls that watch those videos just like how dudes be watching Red Pill or used to. They watch shows and it's like, girl, like if he don't take you nowhere, he don't like you. Like if y'all constantly Netflix and chilling, if y'all, oh, let's just chill at the crib today, let's just vibe, let's just talk, let's just go to a park, I mean, he don't like you. And I feel like that stuff is just as toxic and bad as it is on the men's side. It's as toxic as bad and as bad for the women on that side of things too.
No, I feel that. I've but I say with some women, it's not even, I don't know, sometimes I think it just, as like even with like women enjoy just like, let's just go to Target, like let's just get out and just go to Target. I like they like, little stuff like that. Let's just go. I want to go browse.
We're not going to Target, my baby.
Yeah, it's like, but I remember there was a girl that I dated that was just like, yeah, like, like I just like, doing little stuff like that with my partner, and I'm like, fam, if I don't need nothing from Target, I'm not trying to go to Target. Like, and if we go to Target, I know what I need, like I'm not trying to go browse around like, oh, let's see what they have in the, in the different clothing section. Let's go smell some soaps, little stuff like that. But I said, like, girls just enjoying like the little stuff like that. Cause I don't know, it's weird. I don't know why. Like I don't know what to exactly equate it to. Cause yeah, a lot of women that I've dated in the past, they'll love to do little stuff like that. And it'd be like, damn, like this, I really don't want to just do this stuff. But at the same time, this ain't my wife, but happy wife, happy life, It's like Happy Girlfriend, you know, like it's the same thing. So it's like I just be like, bro, all right, let's just, you know, let's go ride. You know, maybe we'll find something there, you know, and stuff like that, or just even like thrifting, or yeah, like go to Bed Bath and Beyond. Let's just go smell some stuff like
Home
Walton.
goods.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's low key. Like, you know, she really like you if she want to just do like regular everyday stuff with you. You know, going
that's
to run errands or going to the park or something like that. If you gotta, I understand for a first or second date, like going out to a restaurant or whatever. But if every single time y'all hang out, y'all gotta go to a restaurant, like if she don't ever want to just kick it with you, you're just at the crib, like every single time y'all gotta go to the club or a restaurant or something like that, then yeah, she probably not feeling you like that.
nah facts.
Free food.
Oh, speaking of well, it wasn't big facts, but Big Bank did the interview. Did y'all watch the Young Thug interview?
Is this really our first pod since that interview?
Yeah,
We
That felt
haven't.
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. We've been living life, you know. Yeah, no, I'll be hating. I'm gonna be honest. Even when I asked that question, I didn't want to ask it just because I feel like all the other podcasts and talked about it.
If we don't pod for the rest of 2025, whoop de doo. We don't pod for the rest of 2025.
What we do. No, it's going viral now. That's like his I feel like he I'm not gonna say he won the people back over, but I do feel like he got some people back in his favor just based off that interview. Because for about a week straight, it was just nothing but negative Young Thug storylines. Like it was just phone calls and slander for about a week straight.
He said, "Wham, give money to Thug. Future, give money to Thug. Gunna, don't give money to Thug."
Why am I giving money to a nigga that's calling me a snitch behind bars? Like, you think that word didn't get back to him that he was talking about him like that?
He don't get money to Thug. Thug, he don't get money from Gunna. Thug get money from Wham. Thug get money from Future. Thug get money. Yes, I am. Thug, it's a community guy.
yeah, nah,
Yes, he wear a hat. Sam, I am. Yes, he eat eggs. Yes, he eating them. Go ahead, Mo.
yeah, nah. I agree. I definitely feel like it got people back on his side more, just because I think it not only because of the funny like memes that came from it, but I think some people kind of understood his side a little bit better afterwards. Um, you know, and it just really you realize like Buddy really hurt, you know, and you know with the whole thing about and I get what you're saying about how like yeah he is talking about you behind you know the in jail and you know it's like why would I do X Y and Z for the person, but you know in Thug's mind it's like right because just how Gunna said to Big Facts, you know behind the scenes like oh like yeah you know when he got home he was like that's still my brother, like when he get home like we good you know this that and the other, like I know he hurt right now but you know once he get out then we'll talk you know, and then it's like I get out and then you don't send no type of reconciliation because and I think it you know people try to make it seem like nah like you know cause you know they were able to twist the narrative like so the gunner wasn't ever gonna testify, but I remember when he signed the plea it was like he it said that if he was called to the stand he had to testify and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, or he'll go back to jail. So realistically, if they would have called him, he would have had to go. I don't know the likeliness of them calling him. Like Thug made it seem like, you know, if the trial continued on, they were going to call him. But as I said, I don't really know what the likeliness of it was, but like I see to an extent why Thug felt the way he felt, because it's like dog, like you you saying yes ma'am it gonna can possibly put me to jail, you know, like you my right hand man, so if you the one saying yeah this is a gang, you know that's one of the most, and because I think also people got to realize it's like, well, if Gunna's a civilian, and I think one thing that irritates me about it personally is I get it, like, everybody say like Gunna wasn't really on that type of time, like Gunna not like, he wasn't committing no crimes, this and the other, but it's like you benefited off of the crimes that were being committed. You would benefited by being.
Gunna was a Crip.
So yeah, I don't know. I never really looked into
Before he popped off. I'm just saying this because my homeboy from school, from college, he went to high school with him. And my homeboy, he was allegedly involved in the streets, you know what I'm saying, with another allegedly, set and things of that sort. So he told me all about Gunna being a Crip and everything like that growing up, coming up through high school and stuff like that. And then it's another thing to see it or to hear it and then see it. All his old clips, he ain't nothing but blue. He got Nipsey Hussle in one of his videos before he popped. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing like that. Like, that's how like tied in he was with Crips. Like,
I mean,
Gunna came up from the streets. So it's like, this is something I didn't know. This is something people on the South Side told me. Go ahead, Mo.
I was gonna say Gunna got connected through Nipsey through Thug. Cause Thug got connected with Nipsey when like early on. Like I want to say like 20, like they said their connection go back to like 2011, 2012, something like that. But I feel you though. But my thing is, even if like before all that, like before the Crip stuff, I'm talking about the stuff involving YSL. I'm like, the whatever was being portrayed as YSL, you benefited from it because you were part of that clique. You were part of the image of it. It's like your raps, even if you weren't the one doing all this stuff, your raps like perpetuated that. Like that's what you put out there in the world. Like I'm like me and all my dogs. This is me and the whole clique. This is us, and that's why. To me, like I get what people say, like, like if I didn't do nothing, then why would I, sit in jail for y'all? But it's just like at the same time, you benefit off of it. Like you wouldn't be who you were if it wasn't for why, if luckily, I guess technically Doug had to admit that it was a gang too, overall, but it's like you benefited off of this gang. You wasn't like, it wasn't like you were just some random dude on the side doing something completely separate from this and you got dragged into this. It's like, no, you were, everything that was going on, it benefited you. It was all part of your come up. So that's why to me it is kind of messed up. But I get it, it's like you get the opportunity to get out, jail ain't fun, so you just sitting there and it's like, shoot, like he may be mad at me, but whatever, like, and I can see, that's how Gunna will probably feeling, just like, hey, I'm still a star. I still got millions realistically. So even if like he probably felt like I'm gonna be able to get it back, like my image and everything back, but at the same time, he was probably thinking, even if I don't, bro, I'm worth millions, so I'm straight. We good, It's like, let me just get up out of here. Ain't no point in me sitting in here. I don't care what nobody else think at this point.
I still think if even if he took the same exact plea, but it wasn't recorded on camera, like because people think that him saying yes ma'am was him testifying. That was just a part of that was almost like when you sign up for like a new account and you got to click like the terms and conditions or whatever. Right. Like he had to say that just a part of the plea deal or whatever. I still feel like if that footage never came out of him in the courtroom, nobody would have cared. At least I think so. I just think that video of him in the courtroom saying yes ma'am made it like way more than what it was, I think.
No, that's a fact.
For me, it's like the thing about him being a Crip before, joining YSL, the label and stuff like that, and blowing up as an artist. The reason why it matters is like my homeboy broke it down to me like this, like, because we've been going back and forth about this for years. And he was like, nah, whole city off him, whole South Side, we off him. Like he a sucker for that, this and that. I'm like, but bro, this and that. But like, he just broke it down, bro. It's like, and Doug said this in the interview too. If you're not part of the streets, there's no expectation for you to live by street code. So if I get caught up in something and I tell or whatever, I take a deal or whatever in court, nobody's gonna have like smoke for me coming out because they know I'm not from the streets. I'm not a street dude. So it's like, oh, that's Rashad. He was in band. He go to church. He was a good kid. Like if he do something, whatever, we expect him to fold because he is civilian. If I have a street background like Gunna had, and you know what I'm saying, like I believe it was, yeah, I don't know if it was Jelani or Mo that just said this, but in his music, he was kind of perpetuating, still kind of like benefiting off that particular lifestyle, whether it was him or Woody or whoever the case might be, NYSL was doing it, then you are labeled inherently a street dude. So you know street code. So it's like beyond the snitching though, you know, that it's also the man thing. Doug said you got to be a man, own up to it, say to my face, everything like that. You get out, you still don't talk to him. You get out, you don't even check in on his moms. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff is just basic human being stuff, bro. Like if my friend is locked up, I'm checking in on my friend. I'm writing my friend. I'm sending my friend some bread. There's something I'm doing something for my friend because that is my friend. So especially if we was jammed up together and we was in the same situation and I got out before them, I'm making sure they're still good. Like just a guilty conscious thing is gonna be on my mind. Let me make sure they're good. Let me check in on them. Let me make sure. Let me do. So because that's your friend. So it's like for Gunna not to do that, and then on top of that, for Thug Dad to throw him in a group chat, and Gunna still didn't reach out to Thug after the case, after everything, and he got permission to have communication with them and everything like that through the court after after the trial. I feel like that's messed up, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's how I feel as well. I think, a lot of people, and personally, I don't get, I just don't feel like Gunna's music is nearly as good as it used to be. And people still be riding it. And like, I don't know, like, have you listened to the album, Jelani?
Nah, I haven't. If I'm being totally honest, I've never been like I don't dislike Gunna at all, but I've never been like I'm a legitimate Young Thug fan. Like I'll sit and listen to like a full Young Thug album. I've never been, but well, the only Gunna album that I actually was playing kind of like front to back was the one that's on the cover when he's underwater with the umbrella. It had "Who You Fooling" on there.
Yeah, I think that's Drip or Drown.
Yeah, this was like 2018, 19. I was kind of into that one, but I've never been like a huge Gunna fan.
Yeah. So I feel, to me, his music has not really been improving, in my personal opinion. And, I see so many people like, man, this new Gunna is so hard. And I don't know what it is. Like, and it's beyond the fact that I feel the personal thing about him, as I was like, yeah, I feel, the way he kind of handled this whole situation, because I like some of his music, but then I listened to a whole tape and it just don't be hitting like that. And it was crazy when it dropped, like listening to certain people. One person that I started listening to that Grits and Eggs podcast that y'all have recommended. And I like the podcast, and I was listening to it like, week to week. I really was like respecting their opinions on things because I feel like they talk about some good stuff, But then I was just like, he was talking about the Gunna album. He was like, bruh, I got this on repeat. Like, man, like, I swear, this really, we know why they're not gonna give Thug a Gunna Gunna album of the year, rap album of the year, because of, other stuff. But I mean, it's up there. And I'm like, what? And like, then I went back and listened again, because I said, like, I started rocking with the pod. So I'm like, I really was respecting their like opinions on stuff. And I went back, I was just like, this just ain't it. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just not it. And excuse me. But yeah, so I don't know what it is. But the moral of the story is I feel a lot of people are so just they just rock with Gunna so heavy now that they're just like, I don't care what he does, and I don't know, maybe it's like, especially like the women now, he got like no homo, the sex appeal, because he done got healthy and fit and stuff. So like the women really, they really rock with him now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, the music don't be hitting like that. And then I feel like because y'all do rock with the music so heavy, y'all kind of just cape for him at times, And I don't know. It's weird. I personally don't get it, but
I have to say this as well. I seen Gunna like right when he got out, like a couple months after, at the award show, and he wasn't doing interviews, of course, because he just got out and like the case was still going on. And I just yelled, "Welcome home, Wanna." And he looked at me. He said, "Thank you, my brother." So every time I speak on Gunna and I like say something negative about him, I be feeling bad because to his face, I said, "Welcome home, sir." He was like, "Thank you, man. Appreciate that." So like, I be feeling bad. However, like you gotta call a spade, bro. And speaking of what you just said, bro, with grits and eggs, what the heck do these folks be talking about, bro? What do they be talking about for real, bro? They just be saying whatever. I feel like they don't have a gauge at all. They don't have a pulse. They need Nyla Simone or something. Somebody under the age of 35 on this podcast. Because when it comes to Atlanta and young people stuff, they don't be knowing what the heck they be talking about. Oh man, Gunna running Atlanta. Gunna really carrying Atlanta on his. In what world, bro? What is y'all talking about?
right.
They acting like Gunna on a future run right now. No, he's not. Shout out the future. Shout out Gunna. Gunna doing his thing, and he found a new wave with the kind of leaning into Afro beats. Okay, cool. He ain't having no moment where he just rapping everybody down here, especially not in no year. Jid dropping, you know what I'm saying? If we talking about rapping plus mainstream appeal, everything like that, I feel like Jid might be like the perfect mixture of both. But then they talk down on the Metro Boomin joint. Oh no, hey, you don't get it, Metro. This ain't for me. This is Atlanta. And they try to get everybody to write that one off. And then, of course, what God has for you, He has for you. What's the biggest song out right now? Girl that I wham in a circle. Even let it ride. Girl that I wham. What God has for you, He has for you. He can't stop it. I say all this to say Joe Budden podcast be all the way off with the Atlanta and young people takes, bro. And people got to point that out, bro. Like, y'all be really off about this stuff. And people look at y'all as like a flagship program for hip hop. Go ahead, Mo.
No, and I agree. That's why I be hearing certain people. And I think it is, I mean, I don't know. I feel like younger people like they're big on Gunna too, so it's not just only older people.
But I think Joe Budden and them are doing it because they think that's what young people are thinking is the hottest thing.
Facts. No, and I agree. I definitely agree with that. Like everybody keep talking about it, so I think they're thinking like, oh yeah, this is the wave right now. And I think, Gunna gets play. He gets play in the city, but just as you're talking about like that run of future, you can feel you can get the vibes of the city, like who's really running the city when you're in the city, because we're in Atlanta where everybody plays their music loud, so you're going to hear songs as you're just driving down the street, or you're just in the city doing random stuff as somebody else is driving down the street, and I'll say personally, from what I've been hearing, I don't hear as much Gunna, like it's not like when Future was like on his run and really going crazy, you would hear Future nonstop going down the streets, and when Future dropped in general, honestly, I'll keep it a buck. Like even when he dropped mixtape Pluto, like I feel like I still heard that, And I feel like, gonna be having some songs that do be in rotation, like that Won't Stop song is good. Him All Along is a good song as well. And then now that Who Getting F Tonight, people are kind of rocking with that. But I feel like it's at the same time, it's not the pulse of the city. I feel like I'm gonna hear that Metro album in the city before, like, and it ain't even got to be just that song. Like, I went to a game night this past weekend, and like, I'm playing music, and I got mad requests to play stuff off that Metro album, and like I played some old Gunna. Like I played like something off of Drip Season 3. Cause I just really like that tape. That was the tape that I discovered Gunna on, and that's my favorite tape. Cause yeah, like okay and Car Sick and all that stuff. They went crazy, but but other than that, it wasn't like nobody was like, "Yo, play that Him All Along." Go like I don't know. It's I don't personally see it. What you feeling, Jelani?
I feel like y'all both made valid points. I'm just kind of stuck on how crazy they got my guy Queen's Flip looking in this picture. Like they really got my dog. They could have got my boy from a better angle right here. Yeah, no, but Gunna is I do think Gunna is at least, I'll say he's at least top 5 most popular Atlanta rappers right now. Like even with the YSL stuff, I still think he's not number one. I don't know if I would say he's the number one. Like when they talk about him being on a run, he's definitely not on a Future run or even close right now. Like that was different. That Future run was like, bro, it was inescapable. Like you went outside, you saw people on social media. We're talking like mainly like 2015, but I would just say even like his early career. The only time Future wasn't hot in Atlanta was that era when the Honest album. Like that was the only time I feel like in his career he wasn't really popping around that time, like in Atlanta. But from the original Dirty Sprite up until the Honest album, and then after that the Monster mixtape came out after that and all that, he was right back hot. But yeah, I think Gunna is still popping. It's just I feel like it's always going to be at a limit now as far as where he's at in the city, just because it's so divided. And I'm interested to see what it looks like going forward, because like I don't know if Lil Baby and Thug are gonna get back cool. It's just real fraction right now. It's kind of like certain people on Gunna's side, certain people still rock with both, but like this is a lot of picking and choosing in the city. But Gunna he's popular. It's just I don't know if he'll ever be able to just be the number one guy in Atlanta, just because of how fractured things have become due to the trial or whatever.
So I got the list up. Top 5 popular, like the hottest.
Yeah, we're not saying the best. We're just saying the hottest in Atlanta right now.
Okay, is Burna B on this list?
I don't know. It's hard to say because I feel like she still ain't had that super crazy mainstream hit. Like I feel like she popping for sure. But
we can make the list and it's a no. Like I'll tell you, number one is Playboy Cardi.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely. I was trying to think about who's number one, but yeah, you're right. It is Cardi.
Number 2 would still most likely be Lil Baby. I say as far as like and I'm saying this not on international level. If we're talking about Atlanta, who is the city rocking with? Number 3, then I would say will probably be. Would I say it might be Gunna? Or would it be Gunna or Future?
And we talking right now, it's his exact moment. You low-key can make a case that Gunna might be number 2 right now over Lil Baby. Only reason it might be Lil Baby over Gunna is just because the politics. But like we're just talking strictly music, he might be number 2 right now. But it can go either way.
I feel like they're interchangeable right now. Like,
yeah.
Okay, you said that's why I put Lil Baby number 2, because of, as you said, the politics of it.
Yeah.
Number 4, then I would have to give it to Future. And then number 5, I'm going Yachty.
I don't
You
know.
say you're going Yachty number 5?
Yeah.
Yachty makes sense on paper, but Yachty's never headlined an arena in Atlanta.
No, fact. I mean, who would you say bigger than him in the city though?
Right now.
See, that's the thing. See, this is the thing. See, this is the thing about me when you ask me these type of questions, right? All right, y'all ready?
Yeah, we listening.
Gambino sold out State Farm. Don't nobody talk about him, bro. Gambino
Right.
sold out State Farm. He sells out headlining the arena tours. Don't nobody even bring him up in these conversations. But let it be LA. Everybody gonna say, "Oh, Tyler." Let it be LA. Tyler. But in Atlanta, we don't do the same thing for Gambino.
Yeah.
And you can't say the city don't rock with him because he's selling out State Farm.
I mean, as I said, we talking about who got the city jumping right now. I'm sorry, Gambino don't. Unfortunately. You know, like I feel you. Like that would be cool if he was included. But yeah, he's not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of his music. It's I feel like he's low key at a disadvantage though, because it's just even if he does make dope music, it's Atlanta is such a just from a radio mainstream standpoint, it's like so street oriented. It's kind of hard to break through if you not even if you like Ludacris was never talking about, you know, he would have certain street moments, but he wasn't like super streeted out, but he was street enough that it was like it made sense. It's kind of hard to like I'm trying to think over the course of Atlanta who wasn't a street rapper that got played on the radio or got any mainstream attention. Like
Andre 3000.
Say it again.
Andre 3000.
Yeah, it would really just be Outkast. But even with Outkast, like I feel like early in their career, like their first couple albums, he was
Yeah, they talk about some stuff like they talk about
especially the first
people's
album,
cars and everything like that.
Yeah. Like they came out the gate kind of, and then eventually he got kind of weirder at times. But by that point, it was already established. So it's kind of hard with Atlanta to be like a Lil Yachty or to be like a Donald Glover, where you're not talking mostly about street stuff and still get that mainstream like V103, Hot 107.9 type of love, you know.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying about Yachty is like Yachty, he makes sense because he's on everybody's projects and he's on everybody's song and he has so many different flavors. But bro was never headlining an arena tour. Like, and I think at some point, like, you have to look at that. Like, Savage has headlined an arena tour. That's a street artist.
Oh, I would okay.
And if you want to say Savage is not hot no more, Savage and Baby to me is about as cool as they can be, right? And Future. All three of them kind of cool right now.
I mean, honestly, like now that you mentioned, I would put Savage in that 5th spot over Yachty.
So
I think, like,
okay,
as
Jelani,
I said, we're still talking about
in Baby where they are in the top 5 right now. Over Jid, over Bunnaby, over YK Nice, over Quavo.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not, as I said, we're not talking
Jelani
about
too.
Huh?
I'm asking Jelani too.
See, if we treat it like, I feel like it's two different lists, because if we treat it like at this exact moment, I think there's a difference between like the hottest versus what their status is.
Yeah,
I guess this list right here,
right now in 2025,
low key. Okay, if we treat it like power rankings, like NFL power rankings or something, then I could see somebody saying why can't he still be in there at this exact moment right now, just because you watch the NFL games, you seeing people do her celebrations and stuff like that. But obviously, I'm not gonna put her over. I'm not gonna put her over status wise. She's not like Lil Baby level or Savage. She's not on the same level as any of these artists as far as her status in the city. But if we talking about hottest at September 16th, 2025, I can see you putting her on there. You know what I'm saying? But then if we're doing that, honestly, I might have
Cardi's number 1 on both lists, by the way.
Cardi's probably number 1, but you probably could say Gunna would be number 2 if we're talking about at this exact moment right now. Like that we gonna fuck tonight's song is
does Jid make the top 5?
If we talking about this exact moment, I wouldn't be mad at that. I was thinking Offset low key Like
I was saying Offset too, yeah.
right,
Yeah,
if
I
we just
feel
talking about right now.
So what about Jid 3, Offset 4?
We could do that. Because I don't know who else. Like Future's between albums right now. Lil Baby was supposed to drop a leak album, but I think the whole Thug situation kind of threw that off a little bit. 21, I can't remember the last time 21 dropped. He always puts out good albums when he comes out, but I just don't remember when the last time I feel like it might have been like 2 years ago at this point or something like that.
American Dream.
Yeah, that was like early
Last year.
2024. Yeah,
Yeah.
like beginning of last year. Yeah. So
I mean, I'll be real. I think I'm gonna hear a Future song being played before I hear a Jid song.
right now,
Bodies. Bodies
Huh?
is everywhere, bro.
I mean, that's an Offset song. I said a
Jid
Jid
on
song.
it.
I mean, that's cool. He's on it. But I'm saying like, like I'm just saying like, if we're just thinking about like a Jid song, like
So he put in Offset 3.
I mean, I'm just I would probably put Offset 3. Like I rock with Jid, but I'm like, if we're doing power rankings, it's like, what are you finna hear? You know, like realistically.
I'm saying when he dropped his album, everybody in rap stopped to listen to his album.
Yeah, everybody in rap. I'm talking about the city. That's why I keep going to. It's like think
But that's
about the
what I'm
actual
saying.
city,
People in the city listening to Jid too, because everybody on the album.
the
He
rappers.
got Baby Key on the album. He got Sierra on the album. He got, you know what I'm saying? He got the street artist. He got the lyrical artist. He got the song artist. So everybody was tuned in to the album.
Right. They wasn't really tuned into no Jid album like that.
It was, bro.
I
Bro,
get what I'm saying. I get what I'm saying. He should be bigger in the city than what he is, based off. Because I do feel like that album kind of hit harder nationwide or like on the internet more so than just Atlanta.
he didn't even do his initial album release in Atlanta. It's like he did it like I think the release night he was in New York.
He's in
You know,
Atlanta.
he came back. Huh?
He was in Atlanta.
I thought he was in Atlanta that Saturday.
Nah, he was in Atlanta the night it came out.
Okay.
I was in Cleveland for NABJ, and then but I had friends that were in Atlanta and album release night, and he had a thing. I don't know where it was, underground but yeah, he did it in Atlanta.
So then he was in New York the night before. I know
he did 3 cities. He did like Chicago, New York, and then Atlanta. He ended it in Atlanta like the night of.
True. Yeah, I mean, as I said, like
hey, and if this was a year ago, you know who would be on this list?
who?
How did the chicken having the racing? How about it? I'm like a Viking.
That's a fact. Yeah,
Last year he was hot as fish grease, boy.
Oh yeah, no, Saw Baby is in the city at least. He's like when he drops, he always gets love in the city.
yeah, and that's why I say like realistically, in the city, not like who's the like, and maybe they, and yeah, nah, I'm telling you, bro, like on the day, like the average places, and because it's like, what song from Jid's album it getting played in a club in Atlanta?
Let the body shit the flow, but that's not his album.
Right, stop.
That's
That's Offset song, bro.
Let the body shit the flow.
Like,
that was my biggest complaint about his album was that my favorite songs on the album weren't on the album. It was like the joint with Yachty, which was on the Prelux, and then the joint with Anicia, which was on the Deluxe. I was like, dang, ain't neither one of these on the actual album.
And none of those songs are being played in the Atlanta club. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like
Anicia pretty hot.
Anicia is hot. Anicia will get played in an Atlanta
I ain't
club.
gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause you keep thinking about like, oh, cause they're hot. Like with Anicia, just cause she featured on a song doesn't mean her song's gonna get played. They're gonna play the poppin' Anicia songs. Like,
yeah, Anicia hot though. She's hot.
Yeah, no, she is, and that's why I'm like,
if Kara was allowed to drop, she probably would have been, because the way she was going before Yachty like blocked everything, she was out of here, bro.
Nah, I feel it. But moral of the story is, I don't think Jid is in the power rankings.
So you think Anicia is in the top 5?
I would put Lotto.
What is Lotto drop? The Gat song.
That was her most recent drop, but that Love Somebody song.
Yeah,
That Love the Somebody song is getting played.
Oh, I thought Lotto was Lotto low key carried Atlanta like 2024.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
when the album come out? 2023 or 2024?
I think it was last year.
Yeah, that year she carried the city.
Her and Future last year.
Because Cardi didn't drop.
Yeah, Cardi came out this year. Yeah, Cardi definitely had the biggest Atlanta rap album this year for sure. I mean, low-key the biggest rap album of the year, period, this year.
Okay, so are we still putting Offset above Lotto?
Yeah, I would say right now.
Right now, I might.
Yeah, because Lotto only dropped them 2 songs this year, and both of them ain't really hit, to be honest.
Oh, bro. Oh, never mind. Yeah, Sugar. It says Sugar Honey Ice Tea came out 2025.
Ain't no way. That must be a deluxe. Because I moved in January, and I was listening to that album in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know that the Big Mama song and all that definitely was last year. I feel like.
Yeah, that was last year, yo.
Yeah, because I remember hearing it was too loud. They used to play the radio at my old job, but Brokey used to play on the radio, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like
every 5 minutes.
These 2 singles, they kind of fell flat. Like they did well, but like compared to Brokey and Big Mama, like them songs play like them still be the main songs people play when they like Lotto's in the building. Brokey, that's still the song they play.
They still be playing Put It on the Floor and
oh yeah,
what was the other one? Got that big they still be playing they still be playing
Mariah Carey.
Yeah. No, but I do agree with I think I can agree with both of these lists as far as standing in the city, but right now, like exactly right now, because you would obviously YK is not on the same level as some other rappers, but like you would have to put her right now. Say she's
too influential, bro.
She got the it's crazy. I know she didn't do that on purpose. Like I think she was just doing her dance and like her TikTok videos or whatever.
But the girl to a women's circle.
Yeah, because she was.
I seen the studio session. They posted it. And she's like deliberately saying, like, telling Quavo what to say. I'm trying to see if I Take Me Through There. Is that the name of the song? Take Me Through There.
Yeah, Take Me Through There. But no, I'm saying even before, like she was doing that dance, even on the when she just had the song with the Pluto, the One Whammy song, she used to be doing that dance like on TikTok when she be rapping along to it, and then the football players just took it, and now it got a life of its own now. But yeah, she killing it, right? She more popping than Pluto, which is crazy.
Yeah, she which is crazy because it looked like Pluto was going to get it with like the big deal. She had Sexy Red on the joint.
That shit
like, oh man, she really like backdoored her man's.
Yeah, no, that Sexy Red remix flopped. I don't think I heard that once since
because the people already heard the story from YK Niece. YK Niece went on Instagram Live, told the real. People like, oh, I don't want to support this.
Yeah, no, it's a fact. She killing it though. She the ladies really I mean like we talked about this before, but like the ladies low key it's way more. If you're talking about the future of Atlanta rap, is way more young women that I can see like being stars than men right now. As far as like the younger generation.
Y'all think Quavo and I know we talk about this a lot, but it is a question. Quavo and Offset ever gonna get back to do music again?
I would hope so, but I don't realistically like I feel like we probably talked about this before, but like
we did when Offset album came out. He talked
about
it.
Yeah. No, if he really did what he was accused of, it's different when it's when it was somebody that was really your girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's different than if it was just a jump. Like that was that was really his girl at one point, like Quavo's girl. Like he was actually claiming her publicly, popping out with her. You know what I'm saying? So like, if he really did mess with her after they broke up, I can understand him being like, bro, I can't really fuck with you, bro. Even if it
Yeah.
was some years ago now.
Girls that ram in a circle, even around, let it ride.
Yo, this makes me think. I was listening, and I don't know if y'all. So I was thinking of like, what is y'all would feel like 3 to 5 albums that you feel were like underrated, but in your personal opinion, like top, like maybe in your personal like top 10 or 20, but that you feel are like underrated albums
Oh,
Oh,
2025 or just all time?
all time.
wow. Yo.
So I'll start off while y'all think,
Yeah,
because
yeah, I got you.
because I was thinking about this earlier, and I know one album that I really rock with is "Everything for Sale" by Westside Boogie. That's one album, like, bruh, that's probably in one of my top 10. I can listen to that from top to bottom, and so that album, uh, "Too High to Riot" by Boz. Another album I could listen to from top to bottom. An album that personally I think is very underrated that a lot of people don't like. Honestly, Nevermind by Drake.
It wasn't
Um,
a bad album.
yeah, like I really rock with the album. Like I think a lot of people just they were so off of it, but personally I like it a lot. Yeah, those are the main ones I can think of right now. I feel like there's another one. Oh, and The Kid Who Did, by what is his name? Um, The Kid Who Did by Babyface Ray.
Yeah, the main one I'm thinking about right now is Get Home
You
Safely.
never shot be on side quest in the middle of the pod.
No, it works though. Like it's like he's playing a producer / talent role at the same time. Um, yeah, no, I got the ones I'm thinking about right now is the ones that come to my mind is mostly like blog era type stuff. But yeah, I got Get Home Safely by Dom Kennedy. That album means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other ones. See, it's hard when you say underrated because it's like a lot of stuff that I think is dope is like it's kind of agreed upon that is you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of like more underground type shit. Yeah, I got that. Uh Man, I gotta think about this one. That's a great question though, because it's definitely if I made a list, it definitely would be something. That's the main one I'm thinking about right now is the Get Home Safely album by Dom Kennedy. Um I gotta think of some more, bro. I gotta think of some more. I feel like some more come to my mind. Like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's like a spur of the moment question, but it's something I was thinking
Yeah.
about because I was listening to I think it was one of those albums I was listening to earlier, and I was just like, bruh, this is such a good album, and I was like, man, like I feel like not a lot of people enjoyed it the way that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's tough because it's like you know what it is too is like I feel like if you enjoy a certain album or if you listen to it enough, like it's almost like it's kind of hard for you to say it's underrated to you because you play it all the time, even if other people might not necessarily be on it. Like it's because you got real life memories attached to this music, so it's kind of hard to you know what I mean to know like what's considered underrated or overrated. I really got to think about it because that's a great question right there. Yeah, that's the main one that just came to my mind was that Get Home Safely album because that came out. Um, I can't. That was like his first real like official debut album. Yellow album was like a huge or mixtape or whatever during the blog era. Like that got a lot of press, but that album itself didn't get a lot of. It didn't get like a lot of mainstream love, but it was a great album though. That's the main one I can think about right now. Is that album?
Facts. And I remember the fifth one. The song that I was actually listening to, the album I was listening to was Ghetto Lenny's "Love Songs" by St. John. You ever heard that?
Nah, I've heard of St. John, but I never listened to that project before.
Yeah, Ghetto Lenny's "Love Songs," bruh, it's a really good tape. I think that was the first tape that I discovered him on. It got like Meek on there, Lil Baby, Lenny Kravitz, A Boogie with the Hoodie. But yeah, that's another one I could listen to from top to bottom. Like I think, yeah. And as I said, so all of these, in my personal opinion, are like albums that, in my personal like top 10 to 20, like I think the Everything for Sale is probably like top, and Too Hot to Riot. Those two are like, I think, top 5 for me personally. Like, I don't know. Actually, I'll just say top 10. I'll just say top 10. Because then I start thinking about like Kanye and Drake and Cole. Is all those albums. So I don't know. But I'll say probably about top 10 though, for sure. Because yeah, all those albums, great albums from top to bottom, in my opinion. Honestly, Nevermind only became so good to me because at the time when it came out, I worked at that rooftop pool, and they used to play music from that album because it was like they used to play a bunch of house music. So I just remember just like that. Oh, when you're ready, we can put it behind us, and then like just the vibe of like that song playing, and then I'm like looking around, and it's just like the big ass party every day. And it's just like, it was just a vibe, and I think that's what really got me into it. Because when I first heard it, I was like, I don't know about this one. But then, like, when I was in an environment where it was meant to be played, I was like, I get it,
I'm going to pick a Future mixtape just because it's not like one of his more, I don't see people talk about it that often, but I'm going to go Streets Calling by Future.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because I feel like it don't like you had to actually be a Future fan at the time. I feel like to bring that one up because I think there's a lot of Future fans that didn't become Future fans till like 2015, so they kind of missed that whole era of his career.
Spent $100 on a haircut,
bro. That whole tape was crazy. I remember that was definitely.
He said, "Streets watching, streets calling, bro."
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put that one too. Yeah, but if you give me another one, I could go. I remember Rashad used to play this back then too, but the Blue Chips 2 mixtape by Action Bronson.
That was a really good one.
That was my that. Yeah, like 2014 around the time I was playing that. 2013, 14.
Yeah, Rashad, you got any?
I got a couple, man, for sure. Probably go New School Gala, Gap Year by Layla. I thought it was underrated. Limbo from Amine.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty that was like my favorite album of like 2020. And I'll probably say Royalty is it was kind of like it was buzzing back then on that Piff and on the mixtape circuit. But I felt like overall it didn't get like its love for like kind of how ahead of its time it was. Like for Donald to have Nipsey up there rapping about black royalty and stuff and black faces. And it was before Nipsey was like really mainstream. He was just kind of big on the West Coast at that point. I thought that was a pretty like kind of like whew. And then he had Haim on there before Haim won like a mad Grammys and became like big on the white side of things. And then he had, one of the members of Wu-Tang give him a whole, like they did the whole interlude. I believe it was Ghostface. Yeah, it was Ghostface Killer. He also had RZA on the tape. I want to say too. So it was, I don't know. It was just like A-list features. Uh, Danny Brown was on there, and Danny Brown just kind of means so much. You could probably put a Danny Brown album there, but Danny Brown stuff like at the end of the 2010s, a lot of people had his album, there at like top albums of the 2010s. So I don't know if that's necessarily underrated. I think just like his contributions to hip hop are more underrated than like his actual music.
No, facts.
Because he put Earl Sweatshirt and Kendrick Lamar on a song together, bro. Like, and he did it, and he put it in the description. He said, "I always wonder how it feels to have Kendrick Lamar and Earl Sweatshirt on the same song." So I did it, and like years later, that's like a question that you would think, like, "Dang, these two very lyrical dudes from two sides of the spectrum, one mainstream and one still like deeply underground. How would they sound? They have two different sounds. How would they sound on the same song?" And the fact that he did that and brought together a lot of the underground and still to this day, like the guys like Zach Fox and everything like that, like Danny Brown's the connector between it all, and he doesn't really get that credit. So shout out to Danny Brown. What I say is so emotional from Key. I think so emotional. One, I'll say that. I think it gets a lot of credit with like Key fans, but just like overall, I definitely don't, because this it came out, I believe, like 2019, right before the pandemic. But when the pandemic hit, I was listening to it and I just thought it was so beautiful because I was so emotional right when the pandemic hit, lockdown, quarantine, and stuff like that. And this was like a big dude like who rap about street stuff, rapping about like, yo, I get in my feelings sometimes too, and it's difficult to express that as a man who has to portray this tough guy, black man image. And so I thought that was a dope album. So emotional.
That royalty mixtape, that was a mixtape that made me. That's what really made me fuck with Gambino. Like that's what I wasn't really rocking with him today.
He switched it up. Like it was like I talked to Mo about this. I don't know if you remember this, Mo. It was like one night randomly before like we went separate ways or whatever. It was probably like a summer night or something like that. 12-1, something like that. And we were talking about Gambino's music pre-royalty, and we were talking about how royalty was like the pivot for him, the turnaround moment, because he intentionally made it for something like people will really rock with and aren't afraid to bump. And his music beforehand was like him just rapping about being a nerd. And I was playing a freestyle, and dang, I think it was Flint Floss. He did the freestyle with Flint Floss. Shout out to Flint Floss. So let me spank you, girl. Let me spank you, girl. And then, but at the end of the freestyle, he says, "Cause I'm whack and lame," and like that's how the thing. And then Mo was just like, "See, this like songs like this. That's what I'm talking about." And royalty was kind of like that turning point where he started making like quote unquote cool music, and that led perfectly into, because of the internet, where he had his like rapping ability mixed in with like a lot of the trap and bass sounds that he used on royalty combined together, and it made for the perfect monster. And that's really what took his step into the mainstream, and he kind of like started to get that respect after that.
No, facts. No, that's a good point. Yeah, I think royalty was definitely a really good mixtape that I haven't heard in a while. Actually, I don't even know if is it on DSPs?
Nope.
It's
Yeah,
on
that's
SoundCloud.
Yeah, I might have to go back and listen to that. But
YouTube.
Yeah, another one by him that Stone Mountain was good, but Kawhi to me was like, that's still one of my favorite projects by him.
That might have got slept on because of dang because he did it with a double release,
right?
And he did that on tour.
No,
See, I feel like the Kawhi one got. I feel like the Kawhi one got some love. I feel like the Stone Mountain one is the one, just because it's not on streaming services. I feel like that's the one that gets kind of forgotten about.
Yeah, he promoted it as like Kawhi's like my actual music, and then Stone Mountain is like just me having fun because I wanted to do some like he's like, because a lot of people don't view me as an Atlanta artist when they talk about Atlanta people.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
people texting me throughout the day about this Kobe Buffkin news. The Hawks trading Kobe Buffkin for nothing to make another roster spot on their team and stuff. And this has to be like the sole reason why Landry Fields got fired. Him refusing to include Kobe Buffkin in a trade with the Toronto Raptors for Pascal Siakam. Hands down the worst decision the Hawks have made in the last 10 years, bro. And now they confirmed it by giving up Kobe Buffkin for nothing. I know that's a hard pivot to sports, but people are texting me about it still. And that's just, oh my goodness.
No, I feel that.
Terrible decision. And
Basketball around the corner.
but now it's like the Hawks have an extra roster spot. They have some more money now. First person I'm looking at, obviously, is Russell Westbrook. He's still on the market. Russ, what we doing? Al Horford, what we doing? You still waiting? You still trying to see if you're going to retire or not? What we doing? So,
Yeah, let him get that Atlanta retirement tour.
yeah, Al, he really a snake. He snaked out the Hawks, but my dad was like, he rocked with Al on some personal stuff. Like, he said Al helped him get in the club once. I was like, okay. All right, pops.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah. Because I'll probably rock with my dad because, you know, I went to the Al camp when I was 15. I went to his basketball camp. So, like, he probably recognized my dad from taking me to camp or whatever. I was like, no, I got you. Woo, woo. So, shout out to Al on that. You know, I had a personal grudge against Al for the past 10 years for how he left the city. But, you know, if you don't go to Golden State, I say just go to Atlanta, bro.
Right.
And Westbrook with Trey, you know, some Oklahoma boy. Psh, Trey get to play with one of his childhood role models, and then Russ get to tripping. Oh yeah, we got Trey Young. Sit down on the bench, bro.
Facts.
Now, Russ to the Hawks, it makes sense. I wouldn't be mad, just from an entertainment standpoint.
For sure.
It's crazy. He finna be out the league.
He ain't about to be out there. Someone gonna sign him, bro.
No,
We
I
got
don't
one
mean
more.
this year. I'm saying like he been in the league
Oh
since
yeah.
2008.
Oh, you mean just retiring?
Yeah, like bro been in the league
We have
since
1 month into the preseason. He still ain't
George
signed,
Bush
bro.
was president.
Him
Yeah,
and Al.
he'll be on a roster before regular season starts though. He should be at least.
You think he gonna get signed, Mo?
Man, maybe. Like, ain't no guarantee. I don't. I mean, because I think he turned down a couple offers.
Nah, that was Ben Simmons.
True. Because why did he leave? Why did he leave Denver? They just didn't want him.
I think it was just his contract was just up, and then I don't know though, because that's a good point. He might have said he didn't want to come back to Denver though, but I can't remember.
Yeah, like I feel like with Denver, but I don't know. I can't remember for sure. But something is telling me that I think he declined to offer something with Denver. But I think maybe they were trying to pay him like a very low, or maybe his role. I think they were going to give him like a lesser role or something like that.
He said
I
he
can,
wanted a bigger role.
yeah, I could see that, but I can't remember exactly. But I do, and I know they were saying pretty much if it wasn't the Kings, then nobody else was really interested. So I think at some point throughout the season he gets signed. I don't know if it's before the season.
He declined his option.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, 'cause I think they talked to him about like the role or something. And I remember the Kings wanted him, but I don't know what happened with that.
I know I wanted to go to Golden State, but they had to wait until Kuminga got traded to make the deal to sign him. But Kuminga still ain't been traded, so it's like just let Al go to the Hawks.
Right. Yeah,
But yeah, Westbrook gonna end up like this.
Facts.
Get signed in the middle of the season.
He wasn't bad in Portland though.
He wasn't. It was just the league pushed him out. They let him know. He had to
Yes.
wait till the middle of the season to get signed.
Yeah,
They pushed him. They said, "Hey, buddy, you're retiring."
it's kind of crazy that he because I think the Lakers was his last team, if I'm correct. I think
Yeah.
before he retired. Yeah. That's kind of crazy that him
He
and
did a
Bron.
full season with Bron, and that was it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's a lot of like the like technically we being technical at one point. Tracy McGrady and Tim Duncan played together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of situations like that in the league where a dude would be at the end of his career.
The
and he'll
Hawks once had Joe Johnson, Tracy McGrady, and Jerry Stackhouse like all as their like
on the same team, but
yeah, their
like
shooting guard. Their shooting guard room was like Joe Johnson started and Tracy McGrady the backup and Jerry Stackhouse the third string. And like there's a picture of them in training camp. I'm like, bro, this picture is crazy.
yeah. It's just like how like back in the '90s, like Charles Barkley and
the old man big three.
yeah, Barkley, Scottie Pippen, and yeah, no, the NBA is funny.
No facts. Yo, quick question.
Yeah.
If you have a homeboy that let's say you had a friend that you cool with since high school, but then you got a homegirl that you cool with in more recent times, and they start talking. Do you tell the homegirl that the homeboy low key ain't shit? Or do you just let it rock?
Wait, hold on. So you said it's your homegirl since high school?
Okay, this isn't me, but this is like a hypothetical. Like I have a homegirl that has a friend that she's friends with, but she started talking to his friend from like high school. But Buddy tried to tell her, like, yo, Buddy ain't shit, you know? And yeah, so but I was just like, if you was in that situation, would you say something? Or would you just kind of let it play out like maybe get a fair warning, or would you like hound on it like, yo, you really shouldn't talk to my homeboy because I know he ain't like, you know?
I'll probably let it play out just because I don't want it to come off like I'm hating. Even if I'm not hating, I just don't want it to be misconstrued like that.
Right.
But yeah, that's a sticky situation because then if it goes bad and you don't warn her, now she looking at you like, yo, why you ain't give me a heads up? You know what I'm saying? But women not gonna do that. Like I ain't never you ain't gonna ever hear a woman tell you like or warn you that, you know, that my homegirl be wilding, you know what I'm saying? So
that's a fact.
Yeah, no, they never doing that. So yeah, I probably just mind my business and hopefully maybe she's the girl that makes some change, you know.
What about you, Rashad?
I say fair warning just because of that whole thing at the end of like, why you ain't say nothing? You fake. You just as bad as him because you ain't tell me.
Nah, I feel that. Yeah. So it was crazy because I saw that my homegirl that was like talking to the dude, like her friend like told her like, yo, like you shouldn't talk to dude. Like I'm telling you, he not shit. Like I'm telling you, like, you know, and it kept kind of hounding on it. But she's like, he's been so nice and like blah blah blah.
I wouldn't hound it because then you could like Jelani said, you can mess up a good thing.
Yeah, but so we got invited to this adult prom on Saturday. So I was gonna go, but I was like, I decided to go to the game night instead. And so, but I was talking, my homegirl, you know, we're supposed to go together, like we're supposed to ride together, and then she had invited dude, and she was like, yeah, you know, I invited him, but you know, like, like you know, other dude keep telling me like, you know, like I shouldn't have invited him, and this that, and the other, blah blah blah, and yeah, and she just told me Buddy never showed up, and I was like, dang, like. And like
hounding was a good thing to do because now they can't get mad at you.
Right. And that's why I say, because I think if it wasn't for that, I would have been like, hey, bro, let it rock. You know, like, but I guess he's like, I know, Buddy. I know he finna do you wrong, you know? And I guess if you really know that your homeboy finna do this girl wrong, then I guess, you know, like give the fair warning. But yeah, but I don't know. It was just because I was like, as I said, I would have been like the same as Jelani. Like, I might have gave like a warning, like, I don't know if you want to mess with him, you know? Like, hey, you know, he be outside. All right, I'll throw something out there like that, but I wouldn't go too crazy with it. But
Yeah, you can't throw your man's on the bus. So a lot of time I'll be like, dang, my boy came a long way. What you mean? Oh, like he used to be wild. Like he used to be a wild boy, but like he hit 30. He told me he ready to settle down. He's serious. So but like yeah, he used to be wild though. I ain't gonna lie.
nah, facts. Yeah.
Yeah, that low key might be the best way to go about it.
Yeah. What's it called? It's funny. When I was kicking it with Don, like his girl, me and her are cool. Like, 'cause I got her a job at the restaurant. I don't work at that restaurant no more. I don't know if I told y'all. But yeah, I work for T-Mobile now. So
That's the match, Streaming University.
what did you say, bro?
No, so I didn't know. So I was like, what was it? Was it like a personal decision, or it just kind of fell through?
I guess kind of fell through because it got kind of slow after like the first like week or so, and then they were like, "Yeah, we're not making enough money." And then honestly, the money that they were paying me I felt a little high already. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So when I saw that things were getting slow, I was like, "How y'all finna afford to pay me?" And then and then I realized that they can't. So they went ahead and said, we're gonna go without a manager. And I was like, damn, all right. So yeah, but I feel like it was, it's all in God's hands, God's plan. Because I wanted to get into I wanted to go to like T-Mobile or Verizon for a while. And that's originally what I wanted to get into instead of working at the restaurant. Because I wanted to get out like the restaurant industry altogether. But I was like, I need money. So let me go ahead, and I saw this opportunity. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna just take this opportunity and then kind of go from there. But then I end up losing that job. They ended up letting me go. So I was out of a job for a few weeks. And then but I just actually started today. Today was my first day at T-Mobile. So
hey,
congratulations.
Salute.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So they said they're going to be probably about like a month and a half, 2 months of training. So, and then like yeah.
2 months.
Yeah, I was like, bruh.
You finna go to the T-Mobile military.
Bruh, it's like right now I'm a mobile associate. And then by the end of it, I'll be a mobile expert.
Okay. So they probably teaching you like the ins and outs of like what to do if, certain people come in with different problems and things like that.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to like know all the, the new products and like new iPhones, new Galaxy, all that crap. So, yeah.
That's a good job though, because I imagine you would have to really fuck up to get fired there because you're not really like you just helping people with their phones or like getting get their stuff set up.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, so and then shoot, if y'all want to switch, I'll be able to give 20% off for a lifetime. I get 4 of those every month.
Bro, I owe T-Mobile like $500 from like 2020.
Bro, tell me why you are literally the 5th person to tell me they owe T-Mobile money, bro. I don't know what it is. Everybody just said, fuck T-Mobile, we running off.
Like, you know what it was? I feel like they was one of the first companies that was doing the whole like you ain't got to pay the whole money for the iPhone. You could just cause my credit was shitty at the time. So I remember when they approved me, I was like, bro, they had to make a mistake, bro. It's no way. Because they just gave me the iPhone the first day. I was asking the person, like, so how much I gotta pay? I was like, oh no, you good right now. You just gotta pay the bill. I was like, bro, y'all fucked up. Like y'all shouldn't have gave me this. But yeah, and I definitely owe T-Mobile some money from 2020 for sure.
Right. It's just so funny. Literally every person I tell, Then I'm like, yeah, you know, like if you want to come to T-Mobile, they like, bruh, I owe them like $200-$300, bruh. I owe them blah blah blah. Like, so if you can make that disappear, I'll come back.
Like, bro, it ain't that easy, dog. I can't
Bruh.
just wipe your balance out.
Nah, fact. But bro, I get 75% off my bill.
Oh, that's dope. That's super dope.
Yeah. I was like 75% off. I might have 2 phones.
Kevin Gates type shit.
Right, just cause. I
Kevin
don't know
Gates got 6 phones.
Right.
Oh, he got 6 now? He upgraded from 2?
He said, no, he break it down like this. He said, I got 2 phones. One for the I got 2
You right.
phones.
I ain't even do the math till now.
He was on Speed Stream on Saturday in Baton Rouge, going back to speak full circle. See how we come on, man. Who does it better than 1 a.m., bro?
Real podcasting.
Who does it better than 1 a.m. for real?
He gave every wife a different number.
Yo, he had a whole new wife. You seen the clips, Jelani?
Nah, I know he broke up with Brittany or whatever. So he got
a
another
whole new wife out there, and she was out there in a whole dress, like in 90-degree weather in Baton Rouge, bro.
You saw that clip of him doing the squat, talking about cause we ain't got no fight, so this how we just chill,
bro.
That's the most Kevin Gates shit ever. Yo, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna pop a squat because I ain't got. Yo, that's hilarious.
Right? It was crazy. But right here, this how he was squatting.
That's exactly what I imagined when you said that. That's exactly what I imagined. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you know, like this is comfortable, bro. And then Speed was like, "How long you think you could do it?" He was like, "I mean, I ain't thinking about how long to do it, bro. I'm just chilling for real.
I'm vibing, cooling out.
I couldn't imagine just vibing like that, bro.
I couldn't either. I wouldn't be down there for 2 minutes.
Bro, facts. But y'all saw what happened to Talil today?
No, what happened?
Oh yeah, he almost blew up his hand.
Yeah, he was they're doing like some experiment with like dry ice in like a soda bottle or something like that. And he was like shaking it up and it exploded in his hand.
Damn. Did he have to go to the hospital or something?
Yeah, I think they took him to the emergency room.
I hope he ain't.
They took him to the emergency room?
Yeah, because like I was watching it. Like,
did he come back?
I don't know. I haven't, because this happened literally like 5 minutes, like 5 before 10. Because I was like sitting there watching it, and then
he's back. Cause they were doing, dang, this man went all the way up to 34 hours. He was at 1 hour. But DDG gifted him. And they said, look who the only one who not happy. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. And then we'll end with this, whatever. Things of that nature. Let me see. Speaking of, Duke went live, I think, yesterday. And the only reason why I know is because I saw a couple clips of him talking about not going live all the time. And I'm like, dang, bro, Duke really just do this when he feel like it.
Facts.
Hey, can you see it, Mo? Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, Kai was like, yeah, thank you, Daryl. Thank you so much, Daryl. And then shout out Moo, all that stuff. And yeah, Ray was in the back like.
But yeah, you see, Tyler was here. That's why I said I think he back.
No, this was before.
Oh, this was before?
Yeah.
Dang, never mind then.
This is like, because so they were pretty much running it up to like to 500K. And so then they got like right over the 500K. That's why you see the wool in the back. And then that's when they start doing like the little science experiment thing. And then it just, after that, cause like he messed up his hand and it had like cuts. They say he had cuts and stuff all over his hand. And then they were like, yo, we're gonna have to take him to the hospital.
Dang.
Yeah.
So he just getting the shape up right now? I wonder why he's getting the shape up.
I know Ray J supposed to be coming.
Yeah. He was supposed to come last night, but I guess he coming tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. All right, though, fellas, we should close because it is 1:30 y'all time, and I still got to stream. I was trying to think. I was like, should I just stream in the morning? But no, I'll just knock it out right now because I got to go in the office in the morning. So,
Yes, sir.
what you say, Jelani? You on mute?
No, I was just saying the grind don't sleep. You feel me?
Yeah, because it was like, because I've been doing the AM streams, you know what I'm saying? But you got to wake up early for that. And I already got to wake up a bit earlier than I usually do just to get dressed and make it to the office. So,
Okay, for sure.
the office day, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
yeah.
you can catch me on Twitter, _ Jelani, 2 underscores at the end. Yeah, I know we've been, we was behind for our dedicated listener that made it to this point of the episode. I know we was behind a few weeks, but we back now. Why am I talking like they gonna hear this episode? Never mind. I was gonna tell them like, yo, tomorrow our latest episode will be up. Nigga, this episode is coming out after that one. So like, yeah, never mind. Just disregard this whole little segment right here, bro.
The latest episode's already up.
The latest one on
The
YouTube?
audio is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, if you listen this far, we definitely appreciate it, man.
For sure.
Much love. But yeah, catch me on TikTok at Rubberband Mo. Find me on Instagram at RBMO ____. And then find me on X at Monos ___.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, everybody, please take care of yourselves. 1 a.m. out.
Chicks on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't seen